Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board! Yes!
That's what the trade deadline do to somebody. You ever want to be rejuvenated when it comes to basketball? Wait for the trade deadline to hit.
I mean, LeBron.
Man, I was rejuvenated.
LeBron's rejuvenated a little bit too much. Now he out for tomorrow's
Yeah,
game, or
yeah.
tonight's game.
Just doing too much.
Too much. But
At
I mean,
40 years
y'all
old,
need
but
that.
hey,
Y'all need that.
I love the show he put on.
Yeah, no, it's good. In today's episode, we're going to grade every single trade deadline deal, even the ones where teams were getting below the salary tax. So
That's my favorite thing about the
Cody
trade
Zeller in
deadline.
a second-round pick. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to the GMs.
Jaden Springer, you go over there.
for nothing.
I said Ime gonna love him. They
Bro,
say
that's
he's
what I said. I was
wave.
like, James Springer, athlete, he's going to be quick out there, get a
Bye.
transition,
I'm down.
wave.
He'll be a nugget.
He'll be a Nugget.
No, I'm just talking.
I
They
thought
ain't do
Cody.
nothing.
My favorite trade. I got on this podcast months ago, and I talked about Cody Martin. Secret, like we was doing like underrated players, and I'm like, man, watch, he's gonna be a guy at the deadline, somebody that's in the playoff mix gonna go and get. The Suns got maybe the Suns won't be in the playoff mix some more, but they did win. It just took them a lot. I know they ain't had KD and Beal, but
I feel like every time Booker has a great game, I'm just not watching. I miss it every single time.
That's because he needs to take damn near 30-plus shots, especially with Kevin
no, he
Durant
did
out
his
there.
thing though. He did his thing. Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, they kind of to wrap things up. They did their thing too. But that was a good game, man. That was a good game. What y'all up to though? How y'all? I'm gonna be the one to say how y'all feeling.
I'm feeling amazing right now.
Damn. Okay. Usually people feel amazing tell us
There's
why.
a little context to
Yeah.
it, but guess not.
I just woke up kind of feeling like this, and I feel like that's
Since
a good
Luka,
thing.
you ain't had a bad day since Luka.
It's really, I've been having a smile on my face every day.
How much stuff you put on the grill so far? I feel like if that were me, I would have been putting stuff on the grill every day.
I ain't put nothing on the grill so far.
No, he told me, man. Yesterday, we did a little shoot or whatever, and I'm like, damn, why you ain't ride up here with us to get something to eat? He said, man, that's me. I should have came, but I've been off that Nico Harrison. It just make you do dumb shit. Just make you do dumb shit. Like,
I definitely told him, bro. I was like, I can't wait till Monday as he was kind of leaving that little
you
shoot.
did say that.
And a couple of days ago, it had to be like the big Saturday thing because it was like he had the potential to do it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was super excited about that. But, good things, sometimes you got to be patient for it.
KB, and when I ask y'all how y'all feeling, I'm also asking about the deadline. How you feeling, KB? As a Chicago Bulls fan, tatted on your body,
Yeah.
how you feeling, man? Trade deadline big.
First of all, as just a normal person, I feel great. Today's a big day. We found out if I'm
happy
having
about that.
a baby boy or baby girl.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm team pink right now because I think I just keep having dreams about being a full-time girl.
I
dad.
definitely feel like you're having another daughter, personally.
So we found that out right after the podcast. So I'm excited about that.
I predicted that Avery was going to be a girl. I predicted that Ivy was going to be some, but what do I know?
see.
You
We'll
know what I'm
see.
saying? What do I know? I think it'll matter on a dad's facial hair.
Okay.
See, your shit thin at the top. So, girl, his shit, when he was having it, was thin at the bottom.
There's science behind it.
Yeah, man, science behind it.
As a Bulls fan, I'm fed up. But, like, have y'all ever seen me not fed up with the Bulls? Like, I feel like since this show has existed, every single deadline I come in and saying I'm pissed.
Yeah, but it
Well,
gets
no, 'cause
worse
you
and
did-
worse, though.
You did have a tweet where you said, what is our I don't know how to say his name.
Arturis?
Arturis was like the best GM, and then now you.
Well, that was the day he got hired. I think everybody is really optimistic.
Y'all was, boy.
When anybody get hired, because you got to think about where we came from, Gar Forman, John
Yep.
Paxson,
He
they
had
was
got
on some
Lonzo
bullshit.
and
No, this is even before all of that. This is like the day he got hired. I was like, yes, he's the guy. Obviously, I was fucking wrong. But,
He got Jokic.
Big room.
yeah. He was just in the room when Jokic got drafted, and that was enough. That was enough. No, I think that it's not even just what happened, it's all the press he's done after that's pissed me off. I could be okay with them just being average, less than average, but still mediocre, if the motherfucker wasn't just talking.
yeah.
Him talking about how he's okay with where we at, that he took calls, he made calls, that now for the next 30 games, he said it a million times in his press conference, we're going to see what this team has. Brother, you're the only person in the city of Chicago and outside the city of Chicago that don't know what we got, which is some bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
I didn't
Especially when you got all
realize.
those guards.
Yep.
I didn't realize I don't want to say I didn't realize, but it's
I
just
put
crazy.
together that bingo card.
You made the bingo
I
card?
made the bingo card because when you have a general manager for this is his
So
fifth
you
year.
made the. I know you filled it out. You made the outline.
I got the outline off. Google.
No, I'm saying you filled in.
Hell yeah.
That was as accurate
Because I've watched every press conference he's done for 5 years. I've seen every single trade deadline. I've heard him say last year was next 28 games, next 28 games, next 28 games. This group, these guys tapping on the table, chewing his gum. I hate that man. And that's a strong word, bro. But I truly do feel that because he ain't done nothing but keep us where we are. And he's completely okay with that.
How long
So,
of a leash do you think he has?
I mean, at this point,
he done.
The major
I don't
quote
think
you
he
just got to
is.
look at is like, we like where we're at.
yeah.
That's just a lie you telling, for one, yourself and two, your fans.
When he say there's a couple ways to build a team, one of them is to go get 2 to 3 great guys, and the other is to have 9 really good guys.
That was the worst thing you might have said.
What team wins a championship with 9 really good guys with no great players? What the fuck is he talking about?
No, I thought you said he said get 3 really great guys, and I thought that was unrealistic. You know, if you could have 3 great guys and 9 good guys around them.
No. He was saying there's only 2 ways to do it. There's only 2 paths to be a good team. Either you go get 3 stars, which is not even working in this point in time, or you can go get 9 really good players.
Oh, I thought he meant combine
And I
them.
think somebody brought up, like, you could mention the Toronto Raptors, but even then, it's just like they still had at least
They had
Kawhi.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah,
Me
you
and-
always
know what I'm
need
saying?
at least one guy.
Me
They
and
had
my
like 3
stream,
Hall of Famers on there too.
we filled out that bingo card. My bingo was the straight middle,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't believe that next day that interview came out, and yeah, we love Vooch.
Yeah.
We love him. He's so good for our offense and our defense.
He means a lot, even though we were just trying to trade him.
We're 29th in defense. He means so
We
much.
was just trying to trade him, but that'd be crazy to be where they try to trade somebody and they do too much, right? Because shout out to the Warriors, because I'm tired of team. The problem is teams have folded, but it's like if you're gonna play hardball, all right, we don't want them, and now you kind of stuck with them looking stupid, and you got to sit up there the next day at the press conference talking about.
I know what that trade was, by
we
the
love
way.
'em.
It was GP. It was Loon Dog. It was 2 seconds.
I would probably took that.
I would have took the deal.
Yeah.
I would have took the deal. And the one that fell through, the one that was Zach LaVine and Vucevic, they didn't want to do it because there was no Kuminga in it. Which I don't blame the Warriors for not throwing Kuminga in that trade.
Yeah.
And they got Jimmy Butler instead, which is probably the better option either way. But that's enough Bulls. Knicks didn't do much.
No,
Sent
didn't
out
really need
Jericho
to.
and
yeah, we did what we needed to.
what else? Did y'all bring anybody in? I know you sent out Jericho.
DeLon
part of the
Wright.
deal. DeLon Wright.
Come
Yep,
on, man,
DeLon
stop
Wright.
Okay.
playing with us.
DeLon Wright.
Act like you know something, boy. Act like you know something. We did all our shit in the offseason.
Right.
Your Blazers ain't do nothing. That was surprising.
That was very surprising.
They ain't
But
do nothing.
I mean, maybe they just didn't get the offers that they wanted, but
They are
10
they
and-
are
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say,
over
they
last-
look like they're buying.
Yeah.
They bought in
yeah,
now.
I guess also it looks like they trying to win games. This is anti-tanking.
Chauncey might get an extension.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Because the way the team is playing right now, it's kind of hard to say no, right?
Yeah. I ain't mad
This,
at them.
this is like the first time it's looked very promising for the future for the team. Shout out to Anthony Simons. He's been good. Kamara's been good. Donovan Clingan's been good. Like, everybody's been playing good.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it get dangerous.
It's that team with about nine deep that he was just talking
But
about.
this is where it get dangerous. You're keeping Jeremy Grant for another year.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Simons' contract is dwindling down. So are you going to extend him? You still have 3 centers on the book with Robert Williams, Aiden.
I'm
and
actually
Clingan.
very surprised Robert Williams.
The
is still
Robert
on the
one is the
contract.
one that.
Yeah,
that surprised me
I
most.
kind of expected Aiden and Clingan to be there. I definitely
Well, you
weren't
definitely
trading
knew
Clingan.
yeah.
But like Robert Williams being there is actually very confusing.
Yeah. Especially there were teams that were looking for center play.
Yeah, I
Well, it
mean,
seems
maybe
like
the
it is.
Lakers did call, but they ended up getting Mark Williams.
They got Mark
so,
Williams.
I mean, both injury prone, so I guess they went with
The
one that
younger one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The younger one.
I
Some
wa-
other teams that didn't do anything before you.
Do you want me to go to drop the mic
Yeah, go
first?
ahead,
Because
go
it kind of ties into what you guys already mentioned about being surprised. So, who survived the trade deadline that surprised you the most? While you guys think about it, honestly, I would say Cam Johnson for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the Brooklyn Nets, he actually had like an amazing first half of the season, so I thought the value would be there. Brooklyn Nets obviously are in like a tanking type of situation where they're really not trying to win. So I thought they at least try to get some type of draft conversation and stuff like that. We've seen a lot of wings get moved, and for Cam not to was a little bit of surprise for me.
Yeah, that was a
His teammate
surprise
Cam
for
Thomas
sure.
too. I thought Cam Thomas would have been on the move just because he does have that confusing market. He also is hurt. He hasn't played in a while, so maybe that's also why teams didn't really give an offer because they don't really know what they expect from him. But
they're probably thinking, I'm not even saying this is the right train of mind. They're going to be bad regardless. So if we didn't get the exact option or the exact offer that we want, then maybe we just sit. My thing is, I just don't expect Cam Johnson to be this good for the rest of the season and the start of next year. So maybe you move him in the offseason. I just feel like when you have a guy having a career year, that's the time you pop him off. You saw that's what Atlanta did, even if it was a bad trade or whatever. They saw DeAndre Hunter. They saw his track record and said, the best we could probably do is a couple seconds and a couple swaps. Fuck it, let's send him out.
I seen somebody on the timeline saying this because I think he was talking about DeAndre Hunter too. And he was like, before the season started and you asked me who would I trade most, I would have said DeAndre Hunter. And now it's gotten to the point where obviously he's having such an amazing season. Like, you can't always just go back and be like, nah, I'd rather just keep him at this point. I think it's good to stand on your word. Yeah,
that was a question I asked y'all like months ago, right? Like, should they sell him? And I think we all was like, yeah. Because the track record say that A, he's going to get injured again, and B, this is not really who he is. He's just having a ridiculous season. And it could be like sometimes a player has a career year, and that becomes their new norm. But a lot of the times you see a person have a career year, and it's like, damn, what happened to him the year after? So they sold at the right time. I just don't know if they got the right package for him. But, again, not a lot of first-round picks were moved at all in this deadline.
No, I mean, you saw Luka go for 1.
Yeah, and Mark Williams went for 1.5. You count that swap as a half. So it's like, it's one of those weird deadlines where a million second-round picks got moved. A lot of players ended up getting moved, but not a lot of first-round capital. And I felt like the not bad organizations, some organizations didn't recognize that in real time, that the market was set, and that be like the Bulls who were asking for first-round draft compensation. Some teams like, okay, this is our reality. Fuck it. We just going to get our 3 second-rounders and live with it that way.
I think that's my problem, too. Like, regardless of how you feel about things, I think some of the best GMs, they start to catch on to what's going on, and they go that route. And what I mean by that is, like, you want first-round picks. Everybody knew that that's what everybody wanted, or that's what everybody likes. But the league over the last couple of years have been second-round heavy. Like, on draft night, I remember teams, here go 3 second-round picks to move up here. Here go 5 for second. So if I'm a GM and I'm seeing that first-round picks are being a lot more coveted, so they're not thrown around as much. But instead, people are throwing around 3 or 4 second-round picks. I'm going to just start doing like the Bulls. Hey, of course we would have wanted a first-round pick for Vooch. Of course. But that's not what the market is saying right now. So you know what? Give me 3 seconds, because I'm seeing that in the offseason or at the draft, I could use 3 seconds for something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm just looking at the league and saying, man, second-round picks, like, multiple of them are kind of going up. You know what I mean? Like, people are really using the second-round pick. So just off of that, I'm going to start getting me some second-round picks. No matter what I feel. You may be a GM that's like, we don't like second-round picks. I don't like the draft. It's a waste of a roster space. That's fine. But the league is showing you and telling you, hey, 4 second-round picks here, 3 second-round picks there, 2 second-round picks. It can do something. So I'll be looking around. I've seen a lot of GMs kind of, sit on their hands, and I felt like, damn, like, trust me, I get it. You want the first-round pick. Like Cam Johnson, they were saying 2. Man.
But the Nets have shown that they are willing to sit. They did it with McHale. They sat for so long.
McHale was a different –
just because they got exactly what they wanted.
It was just a different situation with McHale. They're not looking at – and they can't convince me, and you can't convince me that they're looking at Cam the same way they was looking at McHale. When they first got McHale, there was a conversation on would he grow into being like an all-star player.
Yeah.
We have not had that conversation with Cam Johnson.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, they wanted 5 first-round picks for McHale.
And plus, New York, like, desperately wanted to put them boys together, too.
Yeah, I think what D Mills is saying is that whether it works or not, that's their mindset. We're not going to settle. We haven't settled.
Well, they settled with Dennis Schroder and
yeah, but those dudes didn't have a ton of
Dorian Finney-Smith.
True value. You know what I'm saying?
I guess Cam Johnson didn't either. Nobody budged on it. And again, you could play hardball all you want, but the reality is now you're going to be stuck. And then as the year goes on, the next year he comes back, the one less year on the contract, now you're damn sure not getting – or if he falls back to earth as you're predicting he will, now you're damn sure not getting a 2. I understand trying and setting a tone in the market, but once the market is telling you not and you own your draft pick now, which was the whole thing I thought they was going for, it's like, okay.
It might be one of those situations where they just wait to the offseason. Teams are more willing to think about trades because now we just saw our team lose in the first round, second round of the playoffs. And maybe a team will get extra desperate and give us our original asking price. Again, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that's probably what they're trying to convince themselves and their fans. Like, it's cool. Cam likes Brooklyn. He did a trade deadline podcast episode with Young Man in the 3, like 2 hours after the deadline. And I bet he was really excited about not having to uproot his family like 4 times like Dennis Schroder did.
Bro, he got traded so much.
Yeah. Threw him around like, who's that, Luke Rittenauer, who got traded 4 times in a day? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
just shipping them all around. And ironically, I think where he landed in Detroit is actually a pretty good situation for him.
It
So,
is.
Better than Utah.
That's actually crazy because I remember before he got traded, I was like, Detroit would be the perfect team for him to end up on.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up there.
It looked bad for him at first because it was Miami, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like him in Miami. He ain't a backup point guard. Then it was like rerouted to Utah. I'm like, then you finna get bought out, brother.
Yeah.
And then it said Detroit, and I'm like, oh, okay, look at you. So it went from, but I don't know. Dennis Schroder's been all over the place a little bit. He's been acting a little weird. The comparing the trade deadline to slavery was wild.
Is that his first time doing that? Why do I feel like he's done that before?
Well, the other incident was he said the N-word to Kyrie, and Kyrie reacted.
Because he's German?
And then me and Darrick, I saw you reply to it this morning when I was walking in. What, he acting like the Warriors supposed to give him like this crazy, like, y'all ain't give me my own
He's supposed
post.
to get a single post.
Like he won a championship
He
with
was
them.
there
half
for
of
like,
work.
he wasn't even there for 2 months.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't get their own posts, believe it or not.
And I think that's fine.
That's completely okay.
Yeah, not everybody deserves a thank you post.
I don't think I
And
didn't
it's
know a lot of
social
players
media. It's
cared.
not
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of players cared. And
And
yeah,
you had
man.
to know it was going to
And
happen.
that was my thing.
The day they traded for you, they was like, this is perfect because they can trade him again later.
They can aggregate this contract in order to get.
That'd be my thing. Like, do agents not prepare their clients?
He just
for
leased the
everything?
apartment, is what they said.
Okay.
No,
But
what,
I just
That's
don't
not
understand.
funny,
I
though.
don't
there's
That's
no
understand.
way. Why wouldn't he just stay at a hotel until every?
It happens all the time. Ish Smith said he lived in a hotel for a very long time in his NBA career.
Granted,
I
he
bet it was a
does.
nice hotel, though.
Granted, he
Yeah,
does
for sure.
have a family,
Uh-huh.
right? Granted, he does have a family, but this is a part of the business. I'm not a cutthroat person that'd be like, man, deal with it. But at the same time, when you're in the NBA and you're a role player, there's no way that you don't know that this is the reality for you.
All I would say is just wait one more week before you lease. Let's get
Yeah.
past the deadline. Let's make sure you're
Or
here
that, yeah.
for an extra 3
Fire
months.
your agent. If your agent was not telling you these things, hire me, because I could have told you that, bro.
4 more days in the hotel ain't gonna kill you.
Boom.
Promise you, you'll be all right. At least get a really good Airbnb.
Yeah.
Like there's ways around it when you're a
Who did you get
multi-millionaire.
traded for? Call them.
Yeah, that happens all the time, right?
Other guys that I surprised me that didn't get moved or survived. I'm gonna be real honest, man. Once it started to rumble, I thought Kevin Durant was gone.
Same.
I thought Kevin Durant
That's
was
a
gone.
lot of the talks was.
I know he didn't request a trade, but still, when you start to see your name in those talks and you have to shoot a team down, he would be a warrior. If he didn't come out and say anything, he would have been a warrior. When a trade is that close and that definite, I always feel like it's hard to bring a guy back into the locker room. And then the reports came out that the locker room was toxic and everything like that. And I didn't blame Phoenix.
Yeah.
I felt like that would have been one of the smarter things they've done in recent history because the Bradley Beal contract really effed them. Like, they tried to get Jimmy Butler. Apparently, only the Hawks and Wizards would have taken Bradley Beal, and he probably would have waived his no trade clause to both of those situations. So,
Good old redemption, by the way.
back to the Wizards.
Back to the Wizards.
I couldn't believe that report.
Yeah.
I was like, man, the Wizards.
I mean,
would
the
have been-
Wizards have been doing
Yeah.
pretty good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I like what they did. I think they took on some contracts on Marcus Smart and Chris Middleton. And I think both of those dudes can come in there and maybe they can play up their value a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they brought him in to be more mentors
Yeah.
to the younger dudes, which makes sense.
And they got draft picks also involved in that,
They got AJ Johnson.
I think they said they got 4 19-year-olds on the roster right now.
which is good.
Which is fine for them.
Yeah. So I like what they
Jordan
did a lot.
Poole, they vet.
And he had 45 last
Yes,
night.
he
Yeah.
did.
Mm-hmm.
Good game. It's
But
so
yeah.
weird to see a player take 17 to 20. Like Steph Curry had 20 against the Lakers, 3-pointers attempt. And then Jordan Poole had 17 last night. It's just so weird to see so many people get that many
Grayson
shots.
Allen had about 17.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the new norm now.
It really is.
Let's
I'm
get-
fine with it
take,
when you
like,
can shoot.
Yeah,
A week full
yeah.
of games to get up to like
I love
17.
watching Steph Curry, even if he's 6 for 20, shoot 23s. It's Steph Curry.
I just don't get it when a guy who isn't a shooter shoots 11 threes. That's when I get into my old head bag because it's like regardless of how the game evolves, 3-point shooting should come from 3-point shooters.
Yeah.
Let's not have this non-shooter shooting 9 threes because they're quote unquote giving it to him. Oh man, Jared Vanderbilt ended the game 2 of 8 from 3, which would have been real, I guess, good for him.
Yeah, that's a great game.
But
I'm
it's like
assuming
no.
one was early and one was late.
That's why I like a Mann Thompson. I know Mann Thompson's been a talking point over the last few weeks, but like a Mann they don't be forcing him to take 8 to 9 threes.
Mm-mm.
Nah.
He gonna close that space.
Say whatever you want about Ben Simmons. You wasn't forcing Ben Simmons to take more than 1 3.
He wanted to.
He didn't want to take the mid-range pull-up.
So, but yeah, that's my answer to the drop the mic, man. Kevin Durant and Vucevic, but we already talked about Vucevic.
The KD thing is interesting. I love that Bob Myers was talking about it on ESPN, and he said shout out to the Warriors for respecting KD's wishes of not wanting to be traded there. And I was like, because he said that KD's somebody who brought 2 championships to the organization, and they honored his word by not making that trade go through. And I was like, that's very interesting to see like a player with a no trade clause as an organization. If I want to do a deal, how much do I respect them just saying no? Like how much do I value that? Like when they were saying that Jimmy Butler was shutting down deals, and I'm like, as the Miami Heat, why am I listening to him say no?
No, it's not the Miami Heat.
It's the other
The
side.
Grizzlies. Why would I bring in a guy who literally saying he don't want to be here?
Well, yeah.
And the
other
Grizzlies said,
side.
why would we brought in any of these conversations? They tried to refute the fact that they called, and we don't know what the real thing is, but they're like, man, why is everybody talking
It
about
also
us?
confused me that they were going to trade away Kevin Durant to bring in Jimmy
Butler.
Butler. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about like what else were you getting in that package to make it
Kuminga.
seem more enticing? Kuminga.
It was Kuminga, first-round pick, 2 seconds, and Jimmy Butler. So I guess the
you
Warriors.
said 1 first-round pick. My bad.
Yeah, it was 1 first-round pick. I guess the Warriors were going to trade
for
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Butler and flip his ass directly to the Warriors with Kuminga, a first-round pick, 2 seconds, and it might have been one more like person in there that you wouldn't have cared. Like Gary Payton is in there. I don't know, but that was the main thing. And the Warriors
them
would have
throwing
got
players
back
turn out to be great sometimes.
Kevin Durant. Yeah, they do. They do.
Like who? Chris Middleton.
Right, from Detroit.
Yep, he was a
Yeah.
throw-in that Brandon Knight trade. Or was it Brandon Jennings? Or was it Brandon Jennings for Brandon Knight?
Yes.
It was the Brandon trade.
And then Brandon Knight went over there and missed that game-winning layup against the Nets.
The Nets. Yeah. That's your boy. You got a
He
couple Shaq moments. Millsman's of the week?
It is. Hold on, I had the stats up.
So you was watching hoops this week?
Yeah, why not?
He ain't
Trade
come to
deadline.
work yesterday.
Oh, the trade deadline.
I'm just talking.
It was
He
Aaron
said,
Wiggins.
yeah, why?
It was Aaron Wiggins.
Okay, word.
Aaron Wiggins had a crazy week this week. He started off with that 40-point bomb. And then I wanted to see if he could consistently give us some good games. He had 13 the next game with 6 of 9 shooting, 17 points the next game with 6 of 8 shooting, 18 points last night with 7 of 14 shooting. So Aaron Wiggins has been on a burner lately, especially starting off with that 40 ball.
I read somewhere there was like the worst part about the Luka trade, or the person that should be mad about the Luka trade the most is Aaron Wiggins.
Because he would have been in
He
the
dropped
deal.
40, and then Luka got traded 2 hours
Nobody-
later.
Oh,
Nobody gives a damn no more.
yeah,
Nobody cares that
They
you
were
dropped
saying
40.
that was the reason the Lakers made that trade after he dropped that 40
They
ball.
need somebody to stop Aaron Wiggins.
It's amazing what happens when an organization and a team and a coach just instills confidence in players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chet is back too.
Chet is back.
That's-
Chet is back.
That was their trade deadline acquisition, Chet Holmgren.
Getting him back. And they've been acting like they damn near didn't need him for half the year.
And
Oh,
they
no,
started
they
double
were
big
dominant
too.
without
That
him.
was interesting.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that looks like. But I like him as a Millsman's of the week. I like that you balance. Sometimes it is your star players, and sometimes it is your role players.
But star players, they
They
do
gonna
their
get
thing.
theirs, right?
But sometimes they really do their thing. You got to acknowledge what they doing.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm always on the side of the Aaron Wiggins being acknowledged.
Yeah.
Always.
So y'all want to grade every single trade deadline?
That's
deal?
great. Every single trade, man.
So some of the ones we've already talked about, so we can gloss over it, like Luka Doncic being acquired by the Lakers with Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris, Anthony Davis, Max Christie, a part of the Dallas Mavericks, and then Jalen Hood-Schifino, 2 second-round picks to the Utah Jazz. And AD and Max Christie and the Martin brother had their presser yesterday, like their
Yes.
introduction presser. And I was talking to Slightly Biased.
Yeah.
If you never knew that Luka Doncic played for this team, you would look at the Mavericks and be like, damn, this team is really good.
Yeah.
Maybe not a championship team, but like, no Luka Doncic, this team is really solid. But the fact that Luka Doncic was there is like, whatever.
So when I finally talked about the trade on Teed Up, I literally said, this is the first time I'm going to actually attempt to assess and analyze this trade without all of my emotion in it.
Right.
Because for the first 3 days, on my YouTube channel, on Twitch, on here, on a linear show, it was still such a shocker and unbelievable that it's like, well, I mean, Nico Harrison is stupid. Nico Harrison is stupid. How could you do this? How could you do that? But each day that goes by, you kind of get over that emotional stage of shock and you just evaluate the actual trade. And yeah, the Mavericks are going to benefit from this trade in a direct future. It looked like maybe a little bit more. Now, I was saying that without knowing that the Lakers are going to trade for Mark Williams later that day. But yeah, the Mavericks are a really strongly constructed team. They're going to be, ironically, he said defense wins championship. They're going to be really good defensively. And they're not going to be an easy outing. Again, are they going to win the West? I don't pick them to do that. But yeah, they're not as bad as we talk. We talk as bad because you had a once in a generation type talent.
Right.
But no, once you remove that factor, the Mavericks are really good, man. I like what they have going on. You got Kyrie Irving, you got my guy Max Christie, you got Clay.
They already love Max Christie, by the way.
He's been having some really
really
good games.
game.
He had he might have had a good
and he played
a good game
immediately.
against the Clippers too, but a game against the Knicks. Actually, he might have been going against the Clippers. He's had a couple good games before he got traded, and now he's carrying it over.
No, he played against the Knicks.
Yeah.
Lakers
That was the
game.
game. He had a really good game.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if he played. Had a good one the game before that. Like he had a string a couple games before he got traded. Either way, he's already getting into his groove where he's comfortable scoring the ball. He likes actually getting to the rim and getting inside the arc now.
I hate his
He
number.
looks a lot comfortable.
I hate 00, but he looks a lot better in a Mavericks jersey than maybe the Mavericks just have a better jersey than the Lakers.
That's fair.
Because it felt like Luka will look better in the Mavericks than a Lakers. I don't know.
I sense people were talking about this on Twitter. There's like, first of all, like the Lakers messed up going from like gold to yellow, and there's just also like just lighter players don't look good in the.
There's
the
this
jerseys.
girl I follow on Twitter. She's like a Suns fan. She likes Jalen Brunson. That's really why I followed her. Nick Nation got to stay together. But she said it in a way that only a woman could be able to say it, because she said like, Luke, these colors don't. How do women say it? These aren't his colors. And I'm like, that's what I've been trying to say for the past week, but because I'm a man, it's hard for me to really. But yeah, like blue is his color because gold did not. All these photos that keep coming out.
The fairer skin with the yellow/gold just doesn't hit.
Yeah,
Luka doesn't look good in a Laker jersey.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
that's why
He'll fuck around and get them to bring the old color back just because it's Luka Doncic.
I feel like
Bring
he's
the
gonna
blue.
look good in the Sunday
Bring the blue.
whites. In the Sunday whites,
Oh yeah, I love those whites.
Oh,
Sunday
yeah.
whites
I
could
think
be.
he also probably would look good in is those the Mambas y'all call them, the black ones?
Yeah.
Had they worn those this year? Or was that like
No, yeah, I think they wore them. Or am I?
Oh,
no,
I-
y'all
no,
might have
no,
worn
no.
the black and purple one.
I remember not too long ago they had like the little. They said there was a little curse on the jerseys because we had like a bad record, and I remember they changed it right before when we were supposed to play them last time.
okay?
Or am I thinking of the purple jersey that got like? It might be purple with the yellow outlining. I think I've seen Brown wear. Maybe so. Yeah, maybe they haven't worn the Mamba ones.
The Mamba ones was so hard though. That might be my favorite Lakers jersey ever.
No, the mom was that cold.
That was cold. But let's grade the trade. Let's grade the trade from the Lakers' perspective. A+.
A+.
From the Jazz perspective, Jalen Hood-Schifino, 2 second-round picks.
Bro, the Jazz.
They waived Shafino.
They sure did.
That like
They just wanted the picks.
as always.
they got him. They got him.
The Jazz is such a business franchise. Like,
Shout out to the
obviously they
Stains.
had some time like exciting games, like the one last night, but like they just seem like you're going there, you're just probably getting traded for some draft compensation.
Well, Danny Ainge also said he didn't know this deal was going on when he was called about the
Yeah.
draft picks.
He was just asked to be a third team.
Which made me
Sure.
happy because when this trade happened, I definitely was on stream. Like, why would Danny Ainge like he's
Yeah, there was
He's
no
too
way they let
greedy.
him in on that
But
deal.
I wonder how that
It
phone
was-
call went, where they just like, hey, you want to just be a third team in this deal?
Yeah, we're doing a deal. Can you take on Jalen Hood-Schifino in 2 seconds?
Probably like, yeah.
oh yeah, I'll take the 2
Yeah,
seconds.
for
And
sure.
it, it said it's no way he's thinking Luka is
Right,
his
right.
trade.
He might be thinking something way smaller.
Yeah.
And now, Dallas perspective, grading it.
I'll give it a B plus.
I would give it a B plus.
I'm gonna give it a B.
Like I don't think it's an absolute F. Like yeah, they traded away
B.
Luka.
B plus is almost A. So
I'm
B.
giving it an F. They traded away Luka.
But the roster is still good.
It's a good roster.
It's just
Yeah.
you gave away
Luka?
one of the best
Which
Which
No,
is
they
franchises.
gave away
that's the thing
Luka.
for me.
But like overall,
I guess I can't
the
blame you
team
on
isn't
that.
gonna just bottom out.
No, they're going to be a good team. In theory,
Yeah.
they're going to be
That's
a
all.
good team.
According to them, that's what they want. So from that aspect,
But I just still,
They gotta
again, this
be-
trade happened, what, a week ago? Today will make a week.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how he would think their ceiling is higher post-trade than pre-trade.
No, yeah, their ceiling's definitely lower.
Way lower.
So, I don't know. I don't know what Nico here. Nobody.
let me
knows.
ask you a question. What if they won a championship? What if they went to the finals?
If they went to the finals but didn't win,
Yeah,
I don't think I look at this trade any differently.
they did the same thing they did with Luka.
Yeah. But also the ceiling to do it again is lower. Luka's 25, man. They went to the conference finals 2 of the last 3
we're
years.
not doing this. I'm not telling
What you
you.
mean?
I'm not agreeing with Nico Harris. I'm just asking.
No, I'm
You
just
about
this
to
is
re-explain it to me like
But
I'm
no,
on his side. I'm on your side.
for sure, but I'm just saying like making it to the final. Like you'd have to like literally win it. You
Yeah.
win it, then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, it was worth it because the championship is a championship. At the end of the day, that's what we want in sports. But if we just hit the same
I think there's some
ceiling-
fans out there that even if they wanted,
100%.
it'd still be an effort.
That's one of the things I talked about with Slightly Biased. He was like, there's a real legitimate piece of the fan base is like this championship, hypothetically, if they won it, it wouldn't hit the same because it wasn't with Luka.
Yeah.
It was like this hodgepodge group. But every year, specifically since 2 years ago, when you have Luka Doncic, you feel like you have a chance.
Yes.
And now when you have Anthony Davis, Kyrie, and Klay Thompson, I think you have a chance, but you can't say the same thing for 3 years from now. You
Mhm.
can't say the same thing for 4
Especially
years
the fact that you literally got out of series damn near single-handedly by Luka Doncic.
Mhm.
Like
All
at
those
this point,
series.
you're gonna have to kind of reevaluate how you're gonna kind of go about that. Like you're gonna have to really find out, is Kyrie Irving gonna be able to take care of those responsibilities when it comes time when it's game 6, game 7 against one of the top defenses, and it's just like you'd probably rather have that guy Luka.
They've won
Yeah.
the most playoff series in the Western Conference over the last 3 years.
And I could
That's crazy.
and I could tell you a big part of that is from 7-7.
Yeah,
And I don't care if he was doing it at 270.
don't
He's
matter
still
to
doing
me.
it.
He
Getting
can
it
do
done.
that shit at 3:30 for all I care.
All right, let's go to the next trade, the next big one that we've already talked about. We'll quickly go through it. De'Aaron Fox is acquired by the Spurs. The Kings get Zach LaVine and Cedi Sissoko, who I think they've already traded to the Wizards. Or
And he got
something.
waived.
And then he got waived. They got some first-round draft compensation, some second-round draft compensation. The Bulls walk out with Zach Hollis, Trey Jones, and Kevin Huerter in their own first-round pick.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Mm-hmm.
You have Cedi Sissoko, Jalen Hood, Shafino, Jaden Springer. Do y'all think these dudes still in the NBA? Because like Cedi Sissoko was traded like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he was.
Mhm.
and then waived.
I
Jalen
can't
Hood
say
Shafino was
for,
waived
for
by
him,
a
but
team
like
that take
for-
nothing but young talent.
for Jalen though, I think there's got to be a team that's like will take a chance on him because we didn't literally see shit he could do.
Yeah, he
Like
never,
like Lakers gave him some like garbage time, and sometimes he had start because we just had injury. But other than that, we didn't really see anything. He could
I know
do.
Laker fans think they be thinking I think they think all 3 of us besides you hate on the Lakers. But
We do though, but it's in context with Mike. It's not the team. We just talk shit to Mike, and people.
Yeah.
That's our
Out of the
that's
4
our
people up
friendship.
here,
People
I
don't
s-
understand that.
Pierre is probably the second biggest Lakers fan up here.
you know, whatever. But
I
I
make a tweet about Mark Williams getting good value, and Lakers fans would have thought I burned down a statue or some shit.
it's the weirdest thing ever. But I also play into it. People don't understand that. When you say something like that, it makes me say fuck them more. It don't make me say, oh, let me try to say something nice. No, it makes me want to just, oh, I hate the Lakers. Watch this.
Yeah.
Fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. But no, I really feel bad for the Jalen Hood Shafino kid. I was a
I do
really
too.
big fan of Indiana. I thought his game was really good. 6'4", 6'5", great mid-range game. Did he have holes in his game and things to work on? Absolutely, as a 19-year-old. I don't think you're going to find too many 19-year-olds that don't. The Jaime Jaquez being drafted after him and going to the Lakers. Why did the Lakers draft that young man?
Yeah,
when
why did they draft
know-
so young?
They know, yeah. Number one, why did you draft so young? And number two, why did you draft a point guard when you know LeBron? That's a bad combination for Bron. A young player and a point guard who was trying to play with the ball.
Well,
in
you
his
know, their
hands.
whole thing has been like, man, we need to add more like people that can create and dribble and take some pressure off LeBron. But it never goes to actually taking
And
the
you
pressure off
can't, I
LeBron.
don't see how you can have a mindset of that by doing it through a 19-year-old in a draft.
Yeah,
That doesn't
he needs
even,
time to develop, and y'all never going to let him develop.
And the point guard is the hardest position to develop at, especially. And then you add no pressure on having to do it next to LeBron. Like we've always seen him play with point guards where they gonna catch a shoot, they gonna defend, or either they carry Irving.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, the microscope is so big playing next to
Jalen
Bron.
Hood-Schifino's strengths aren't those things. He need, when his tape in Indiana was him coming off the screen, getting to his spot in the midi and doing it and creating for others. You ain't finna have LeBron standing so Hood-Schifino
That's the
can
same thing
create
he was
for
talking
him.
about, like when Kobe take that shot over two people versus that dude wide open the court. I'd much rather just have LeBron on the show
for
than
sure.
having Jalen Hood-Schifino.
But that's the conversation that
dictate
get hard with
you
the
know?
draft is because like a lot of people gonna look at Jalen Hood-Schifino and they're gonna think he's not that good. I really do think where you get drafted is super important. If
for sure.
Jalen Hood-Schifino did not get drafted to the Lakers, I truly think that his career will be in a different position. I'm not here to say he'd be one of the most coveted young players in the league, but I don't think he'd be in a situation where he's just not in the team right now. He's just floating out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm hoping that like a Nets or
Somebody will give him a chance, even if
Yeah.
it's like he'll get a summer league invite.
But
for
when
sure.
he gets a chance, I want him to get a chance. Some people just get signed and they just on a roster.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I really like that young man game, and I liked his draft process. I don't even think we got a chance to talk. Did we talk to Jalen Hood-Schifino? Yeah, we did. We did talk to Jalen Hood-Schifino.
I don't know. I
Jalen
remember
Hood-Schifino was
talking.
already vegan. He wasn't on social media like that. He didn't play video games. Remember, he told us all of these different things. We had Jalen Hood-Schifino on there, and I was like, I walked away like, damn, for an 18, 19-year-old.
Oh, he's got it figured out. I definitely remember that.
You are very committed to this life. Like that's the hard part when you drafting a kid. They got to get ready for the life of it, where life changes. You got to make some sacrifices. He already kind of had shit in order, and I was very impressed. He just never got a chance to really play.
Mm-hmm.
And you get thrown in the fire. You're a young player. You just trying to learn, and they like, man, it's championship or bust, homie.
Somebody should definitely pick him up. He ain't missed a shot all season. He's shooting 100% from the field.
3 shots.
I'm not gonna tell you how many shots. I just
One.
want to keep. I don't want to tell you how many shots.
They say it's championship or bust. Ain't no mistakes. We don't make mistakes, homie.
He's taking one shot.
And it's
this
not like the
season.
Lakers was just busting ass, so he got garbage time.
Right,
We
that too.
He's
They
really-
get a
we
lead
usually
and
a
blow
close
it.
game.
Yeah.
He's played
We
2
usually
games this
got-
year. One for 1 minute, one for 12 minutes.
Who was the 12 minutes against?
The Jazz. And that's when he scored his 1 bucket. And he hit 2 free throws. So he's shooting 100% from the field, 100%
So
from
no
the
wonder
free throw
why
line.
Jazz was happy to take him on for that little second.
For that little second.
Where you go
Retire
in the
his
NBA,
jersey, man.
all of these dudes can play it to some degree, but where you go and where you start your career is everything. It's just like quarterbacks in the NFL. I say it all the time. All of those quarterbacks that the Browns drafted when I was growing up, I'm not here to say they all were stars, but you cannot convince me that 13 quarterbacks were straight ass.
I know that one guy was an ass because he was 27 when he got drafted.
Who, Brandon Whedon?
And it might have been weed. I just remember it being some dude. He damn near 30. Kid, wife, mortgage. Welcome to the league, buddy.
Getting drafted at 30 is a rookie. That was insane.
Hey, I'll take it.
No, for sure.
Getting to the league is getting to the league, man.
So what are y'all grading from the Spurs perspective?
I'm giving him an A.
Cause I think you saw what it can all really bring. Like last night, thought in that fourth quarter.
Some
De'Aaron
dude
Fox-
tweeted, the Jazz just got Jalen Hood-Schifino. Holy shit. He was excited for nothing. My fault, D-Bills.
Nah, De'Aaron Fox did a great job in that fourth quarter of like giving them what they needed in the fourth quarter, which is like another shot creator outside of Chris Paul who can really be the primary ball handler. And I thought that was amazing.
And I think they're still figuring out like who can play with who right
Yeah.
now. Some of their
And that's
lineup
gonna take a
destructions
while.
been weird the last 2 games.
I
But it's worth
also
it.
just love the connection with him and Wemby already. Like even the first game always feels like a feel out type of game where you kind of go through the motions. You don't want to do too much, but like obviously he started getting his bag in the first game, and then eventually when it came down to the late quarter, it was like a 1 possession game. And this is where Wemby eventually he gets the free throw, kind of seals it out. But in the huddle, Fox is like, I need you, like as soon as you touch the ball, you're going up hard. You going up strong. And he's empowering his teammates already and being a leader. So I like that.
Yeah, I would give it an A as well.
Yeah, it's getting an A.
From the Kings' perspective, I think I've turned on it just a little bit more. I didn't really like it. I don't love it still. I wish that Zach LaVine played for a different team. No disrespect to Sacramento. I just wanted him to play with like another star. Probably like a B-.
That's what I have for them. I mean, at the end of the day, they still kind of fighting for damn near the same spot. Like I don't see them shooting up to no 6th seed or nothing like that. But it seems like they're all bought into like we're gonna at least try to be this competitive play into.
I'll give it a C+. I think they got a competent player in Zach LaVine, but overall, I just don't see this being a progressive move. I think this is going to be a move where the team realistically probably just takes a step back, and they're just not going to be as good as they were before. Not even that they were great before, but like I think De'Aaron Fox gave you a little bit of a higher ceiling than what Zach LaVine's going to bring.
I'm going to give him a B+, man. I actually feel kind of bad for him. I feel like De'Aaron Fox blindsided them. They really couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
To get such a short notice. And then also, not only was it the short notice, but saying I have a preferred destination, it really handicapped all of the other teams that would have been interested. And you could have probably had like a bidding war
Right.
and then also the team that he wanted to go to, you trade to, they're not going to give you everything you want because they know that I'm his preferred destination. So they really had to take whatever the Spurs were willing to give. You know what I'm saying? They wanted Stephon Castle. The Spurs said nope. And they had to just say, oh, okay. And so I think that just really effed them, to be honest with you. So because of that situation, I'll give them a B+. And also, I'm not mad at them kind of just feeling the need to give their fan base something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was 2 decades, and now they're giving their fan base. They're a mid-team, but hey, just be a mid-team. They were always going to be a mid-team.
Right.
Yeah.
They still had Sabonis, DeRozan. They weren't going to fall all the way down in the bottom of the Western Conference all of a sudden and get the Cooper flag. So just commit to being a mid-team. Next year, Zach LaVine on the last year of his deal. Y'all can really make y'all real pivot next year, and it really won't hurt them. It ain't like they was about to get a top 5 pick anyway.
I think Doug Christie's going to have to do the same thing, figure out those rotations, because I've watched both of those games very closely. First, when they got their ass spanked by the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Who
Gave
Orlando,
up 130 points
who
with a team
can't
that can't score
score.
100.
Yeah.
Struggling.
And then the second game was against the Blazers, and the Blazers just fought real hard in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But I was watching, like, Keon Ellis got to be on this floor. It's the same conversation we had last episode. He's got to make a decision of, like, who's not going to play so Keon can close, because they just needed some type of defensive impact at that point of attack. So
And that's going to be a tough decision to make.
Mhm. And it's going to be game by game,
Yeah.
but I think Doug's going to have to make the decision. What about from the Bulls' perspective? What are y'all grading this one?
A C-.
That seems
Ain't
fair.
nothing. Ain't nothing crazy.
Mhm.
I mean, at least they got their own draft pick back. That's like the most valuable part of this deal.
Yeah, I used to value that until I realized that that was a pick that they used to trade the Rose. So I'm like, man.
It's like covering up their old mistakes.
Yeah, I'm just like, y'all are insane. I guess. Yeah, let's see.
It's
What
a
you give it?
C-.
Yeah, C-.
C- feels fair. I like Kevin Herter talking shit to the Kings, though. That was funny.
What did he say? I didn't see. I haven't paid attention to this shit.
He was like, they told me they want to play fast and they want to shoot a lot of threes. It's something I'm good at, even though he's shooting 30% from 3 this season. And he's like, it's going to be different since we're not going to be running the same play over and over again. Like, oh, sheesh, he's going to take a shot at Domantas Sabonis and them like that. And I have old tweets of me saying, like, Kevin Herter going to be on the Bulls one day.
Yeah.
And when he was having his really good season, when the Beam era had started, I made a tweet like, damn, Kevin Herter's playing too good to be traded for Zach LaVine now. Got my wish.
Got your wish,
Kevin
boy.
Herter, you are a bull.
Yeah, and he's supposed to play tonight. He's going to guard Jimmy Butler for 48 minutes, man. It should be fun.
Jimmy, ain't they playing? Yeah,
Yeah,
makes his
Jimmy's
debut
debuting tonight.
on his
He's
new
debuting
team
tonight.
against the Bulls.
Yeah. All right, next trade. So we've talked about the previous 2 trades. This one we haven't got to at all. Caleb Martin be acquired by the Dallas Mavericks. You got Quentin Grimes in the second-round pick going to the 76ers.
I like it. I like Quentin Grimes. Obviously, he's going into restricted free agency or unrestricted free agency. And the Mavericks just rather have contractual control over the player that they were going to have. And they got that with Caleb Martin, who's also another good defensive guy, can guard multiple positions, playoff experience, can play off of people like Kyrie Irving and Hardy and whatever. So I liked it for them. And then for the Sixers, they get a guy who I think can really shoot the ball. I just want to see Quentin Grimes kind of get a home and stay and stick. I feel like he's moved around so much since the New York days that he hasn't really been able to just get comfortable. But I think Quentin Grimes is a really good player.
No, yeah, I'm going to probably give for Philly, I think they're going to get a nice shooter, a nice complimentary player. So I'll probably give it like a B. Same with Dallas. They both get Bs for me. I think they both got what they wanted in this. And I think Quentin Grimes can go into the market now, and he can, like you said, find a home where he can get like
It might be
a
Philly.
2 to 3 year deal.
I wouldn't be mad at Philly being his home.
Yeah, he had his first game last night, too.
Yeah.
Looked good, even though they got their ass spanked. He looked
Malik
fine.
Beasley looked better.
Yeah.
Bro, Malik Beasley was on.
Why
was
is he
twerking.
Can I ask y'all a question? Why is he not? And I'm not saying this because of last night's game. I thought this before. Why is he not in the 3-point contest?
I don't know.
Wasn't he in it last year or 2 years ago or something?
He
Might
might
have
have been. He
been,
definitely
yeah.
seems like a.
He's actually
That
one
type
of those
of
players
dude.
I'm surprised survived the deadline.
They put Cade in there.
Well, they said in the
No, 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 no.
broadcast that he walked into the office and begged them not to trade
he
him.
wanted to stay there.
He wanted to stay
And
in Detroit.
I'm not mad at that because
Me
he's
either.
been so good for and like
Yes, he
Detroit
has.
is they weren't finna get no big piece on unless somehow they got like Jimmy Butler or something like that. So like, this is a nice group. They've been able to win some games, even with K missing, they were still able to pull out a game. So like, let's keep this step, man.
Yeah. Okay. So Malik was in the 3-point competition last year with the Bucks. Yeah, I don't mind this trade at all from the 76ers perspective. I actually really like it for them. I would probably give it like an A-, and on the other side maybe a B.
That's a B both
I'm not
sides
a
for
big
me.
Caleb Martin guy.
Really?
I know that his ceiling can be crazy in certain playoff series, but he can't go against the Celtics unless it's the championship. So it's like, you know. Next trade, we got the Milwaukee Bucks acquiring Kyle Kuzma, Jericho Sims in a second-round pick. The Washington Wizards take Khris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, and the pick swap for 2028 plus $1 million. Cannot forget about that $1 million. The Knicks acquired DeLon Wright and the draft rights to Hugo Benson and $2 million. And then the Spurs get
Benson.
Besson.
Basson.
But fucking no, he's not gonna ever come over. And then the Spurs get PB&J and $4 million.
I like this. I'll give it a B. A B with a potential to be higher for the Bucks.
I fucking hate this for the Bucks.
I
Man.
would say,
For real?
I
and
hate it.
I am a little biased because I was really big on Kyle Kuzma last year. Obviously, this year's a whole lot different, but it seemed like he was a little bit more bought in last year. Obviously, he took a little bit more responsibility with like playmaking, with not them having that much on the roster last year. He took responsibility scoring the ball, just a little bit of everything. I think he can bring that to the Bucks. It just depends. Can they get him fit in, and is it the right fit? But if he can, I think the potential to it can be better than what Khris Middleton was doing.
I give it the same type of grade as Mike. Financial move, man. Really financially. They figured out a way to get under the second apron. So
they can go get Ben. No, Ben Simmons is not taking a meeting with them.
Yeah.
Some buyout player.
I think Ben Simmons make too much for them. But yeah, it's just this apron is messing so much stuff up. I think they now can keep their 2032 pick as well, because I think they would have had consecutive years being over the second apron, and then you lose your first-round pick. So for that standpoint, they did good. I'm still a believer in Kyle Kuzma. I just think that when you're in a position like the Wizards versus with the Bucks, the talent level you playing with, the shit you playing for, I think it makes and breaks the player. I'm not saying Kuzma's going to be the missing piece and they about to go off and take over the NBA, but I definitely think Kyle Kuzma is going to be more aligned to what we were seeing for majority of his career versus this year. He has been god-awful this year.
He's been trash.
I do not think that he's going to be this
somewhere
player.
in the middle, right? He can't be this bad for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we've always liked Kyle Kuzma up here in the role player role. It was cool.
It's
when
just
you
been
first
5
got the
years since
Wizards.
we've seen it.
Yeah, because he's playing on the Wizards.
Yeah.
I don't think people forget how to play basketball though, but I do think I do think the reality of the NBA is when you're going in a game and you're on a team where majority of the nights you're going to lose. Come on, man. Let's just be real.
Do y'all think this changes anything for the Bucks ceiling wise? I think their ceiling is lower now.
I would say it's the same.
I would say it's still the same. I think like what Pete is talking about. I think Kyle Kuzma is just going to be in a more defined role, and I think it's going to give you a little bit more. Like Khris Middleton hasn't looked like Khris Middleton. He's been hurt. He hasn't looked.
He's had a few games where he has 0.
Yeah, so
but outside of that, he's been pretty okay. He just doesn't move the same.
He shoot
way.
the ball. Yeah,
The only thing that-
Still hit the shots.
but he can't play minutes though. He was also playing like 20 minutes.
That's
a
the
night.
thing is like, first of all, he's getting up there in age, which we already know. The only thing that I kind of push back with the Kuzma thing is just like, even with him getting up there in age, Khris Middleton still gave you some moments last year in the playoffs where it's like we kind of needed
That was before the 2 ankle procedures.
Yeah, that was
though.
before, yeah.
Yeah.
If that Khris Middleton was still out there today, they wouldn't have traded him.
Yeah.
I thought that when this deal happened, it's like, okay, I understand the financial capabilities. This opens them up for an opportunity to trade
Do something
Bobby
else.
and
Yeah.
Pat Connaughton for something else. That something else never really happened. They probably was on phones, obviously, trying to
Bro,
figure
they
it out.
said that Pat Connaughton trade is one of an unmovable contract. Do you know how much he make, Mike? Can you guess how much he make?
$14 million.
He makes $18 million over the next 2 years.
It's not even that crazy. He's just that bad.
Yes, that's.
I seen some
that
news
was
like
mind-blowing.
they said you need to attach like 4 first round picks to get off that contract.
That's crazy, and it's only over the next 2 years.
You know what's so crazy too? Like he was doing his thing during that championship run too.
What was he doing? Making some shots because they was up 30 already.
That
He's
shit
playing
was
solid defense
so
too.
long ago too.
It was
4
damn.
years ago,
Yeah, you
5
ain't lying.
years
I
ago?
didn't realize that was a
2021?
long ass time.
Yeah.
Chris Paul was in the finals.
Got addicted to it, man.
Right, you got
They
to
ain't been back since.
But yeah,
It's a good thing to beat an addiction, bro. I like that.
Right. I do like the move though. I'm being open minded with the move. I agree. I wish they're another team where like the Bobby Portis, the Connaughton package had been in a rumor mill for so long.
So
to
long
not
that-
see it happen, it was kind of
After the Khris Middleton trade, Giannis was asked about it. He was like, it's part of the business. He's my best friend. It hurt the same that when we traded Drew, or hurt the same as when we traded so on and so forth. And then he was like, and it's going to hurt if we trade Bobby and Pat Connaughton. It's like, damn, he know that that's the trade package that they out there calling for.
He
I
said
do like
they still
Middleton
could have
with
won
the-
with Drew.
This gonna sound crazy. I do like Middleton with the Wizards though,
I think they walk out of here as bandits, honestly.
because Khris Middleton is off the 2 ankle procedures, because he don't move the same, because he's not gonna play 30 minutes a game. I think if he's giving them 22 minutes a night, shooting the ball efficiency, playmaking as well as he was with the Bucks, that's all that youthful team is gonna need, man.
Yeah.
Can't get balled out. I don't think they're buying out Marcus Smart. I'm keep telling people, they don't buy out people with years on the contract
Yeah,
with
I
that
thought-
much
who was
money.
thinking?
It's
I
usually
thought-
last year on your deal.
Last year.
Since they kind of
My
weren't
entire
able to
stream, I had
move
about,
Malcolm Brogdon,
I
I
had
felt like
about-
they could just do the same thing next year with Marcus Smart on the last year.
I had about
Like, gives him
1,500
another
people in
chance.
my stream, and everybody's like, where Marcus Smart is going? I'm like, nowhere.
To Washington. That's where he's
$40
going.
million don't get bought out over 2 years, man. It's not what it is.
There's no way. Especially when you can, in theory, rework his trade this offseason or next season. Just gonna
Use his
lose
salary.
the asset completely. No
Yeah.
way. It's not how it works. For the Wizards, I'll probably get like an A minus. Get the swap. Get AJ Johnson. Is he an NBA player? I don't know. He dunked yesterday. That was pretty cool. I actually watched that full game. First time I watched the Wizards game from start to finish.
What was one thing you learned?
I don't think I learned anything. Like legitimately, like every opinion I had about Bilal still stands the same. Like nothing changed from that one game. Is basically what I'm saying. Other than them being more fun than I anticipated, and it's probably because Kyle Kuzma's off the team. Maybe I'm
Khris
bogus
gonna
because I don't
definitely buy
enjoy
into that
watching Kyle
role.
Kuzma play basketball.
Well, I don't enjoy watching him either on the Wizards. I think
I didn't enjoy watching him yesterday with the Bucks.
I think I'm gonna enjoy watching him on the Bucks.
Yeah,
I think
need more time. Need more time.
Because I think because they can honestly play a pretty big lineup too. Like they can go Dame, Andre Jackson, Kuzma at the 3, Giannis and Brook.
I'm more excited to see him play 4 and let Giannis run some 5. Giannis
No,
ain't really played
that's
a lot
the
of 5 this year.
versatility that I think Kuzma brings. That
Yeah.
you can play him at the 3 next to Giannis and Brook.
'Cause his
but then
best-
you can also play him at the 4.
Kuzma's can be a super rebounder at times too.
Yes, he can.
So you feel fine with him playing 4.
Also,
if
you don't
Giannis
get
is
as
the
much
5.
as that straight Bobby Portis, I guess, post touch, just because you could differentiate the offense a little bit more.
I
with
think
Kuzma
Kuzma gives it a
in
different
like
look
the
too, 'cause
second
like you
units.
talking about, he's a crazy good rebounder. Kuzma can also rebound and push the tempo.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to he's not one of them forwards that have to get the ball and like just outlet it to Dame or Giannis. Like he's probably gonna do that a lot, but he's also going to get in his groove and play within himself sometimes and just get the ball and push. And I think that just can open up so much more for the whole team.
What about from the Knicks' perspective, getting DeLon Wright and shipping out Jericho Sims? It's like a nothing burger, right?
Yeah.
Does this financial?
DeLon Wright does fit that coach.
I don't understand. What's the cap? Okay. Shout out to Jericho
I was
Sims.
a little
for
sad to
service.
see Jericho Sims go, but I did like that Jericho Sims for the Bucks more so though, just because they
did?
could use that size.
I have nothing bad to say about Jericho Sims, but it be certain trades where I be feeling like what you just said. What is that? What was that about?
I mean, the Knicks did get $2 million from the Bucks.
I thought we was finna do something. I thought we was gonna get Khris Boucher. Kind of how like
Oh, he survived, didn't he?
He did.
That's a
survive the
good
deadline.
player. I did not see surviving.
who did you just say that about? You just said you thought that about the Bucks. They did this move and it's gonna lead to something else.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we finna get that Khris Boucher.
Right.
And we ain't do shit. So I was kind of like, oh, okay.
What do teams do with cash considerations? What do they just
Use
pocket
it to get more money to make shit happen.
But in that pocket, boy, James Dolan needed that $2 million.
You know, hey, before you go into the next trade, I told my dad this. You know what I don't like about the new NBA? Now I ain't gonna say the new NBA, but like, again, not to sound like an old head. When we were younger and guys got traded, they played. It take like a week for guys to play now.
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace got traded twice in a deadline one year, but played for 2 different teams. He got traded to the Hawks and played a whole game, then got traded again to the Pistons. Like, guys played. Now, it take like 6-7 days to see a guy on a new team. That's why I said Max Christie played immediately. Shout out to him. But I hate this whole, we got to do the press conference and his
Anthony
toe hurt.
well,
AD and Luka both were
yeah,
going
they were
through
both hurt.
injuries.
AD
No,
had like
I'm
some heel
excluding them
injury.
because they wasn't playing with their original teams. But
Yeah.
you just see certain guys. It take forever to actually see the guy.
Everybody except for Valanciunas was on that first flight. He played the next
Did
next
he?
night.
Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to
Yeah.
Valanciunas.
He checked in
Shout out to
immediately.
Valanciunas, man.
I didn't expect it. It just
I like that.
big
Right.
burly
See,
ass.
you don't
I
expect.
didn't
You don't
expect
even
it.
expect it.
Yeah.
A trade happened and you be like, oh, we'll see him in a few games. It's like, no, I remember the days a dude got traded and said, bet. Quentin Grimes and Caleb Martin got traded and they was playing each. I wanted to see them play on a court. I know Caleb Martin is hurt with the hip, but I wanted to see Quentin Grimes say, oh shit, all right, give me my jersey. Come on, I'm gonna bust their ass. That's what it would have happened in 2004.
Zach Green played pretty quick though.
He missed because he was still. They just had
With
the
his
birth
his girl?
of
Yeah.
the kid. So he missed one game
Yeah,
after he
one
got
game.
traded, and then he was in there. And I was like, I feel bad for bro. I can't stop saying that.
I know. I
feel
know.
bad for
I
bro.
wish he was the Nuggets so bad.
Next trade, Jaden Springer, second round pick for a future second round pick. Jaden Springer has been waived. Who won this one? The team that got the second round pick.
I can tell you who did
He
not
said,
win. It
yeah.
was not
Both
James
teams got
Springer.
a second.
Well, financially, the Celtics,
The
can now,
Celtics, yeah.
where they went and got Torrey Craig, and the Rockets used that to their advantage to get a second round pick. They're in the sweepstakes to get Ben Simmons. So
Oh my God, Ben Simmons got a sweepstake. It's crazy.
them, the Cavs, and
It was one of
the
the team. The Clippers.
The Clippers.
Clippers. All right, next
Them
team.
in Cleveland be crazy.
Jonas Valanciunas for CD Sudoku in 2 seconds.
I like this for them. Like, this was my thing. Like, the Kings had a really good trade deadline, but they're just not a good enough team to where this is going to impact anything on a large scale. But shout out to them for trying. They just going to do as much as they can for their fan base. Hopefully they can get into the playoff mix and stick as far as the play-in. That last play-in shit is going to be tough because it's them, San Antonio, the Warriors, Phoenix. It's a lot of teams. I don't know who's going to slip or whatnot, but yeah, I like this trade for the Kings, man.
I think the Kings had a very underrated
Deadline.
trade deadline.
Yeah.
They got Jake LaRavia, Valanciunas, Zach LaVine.
Not
draft
not a
pick.
single one of them people fixed their real problems, but
No.
it's a talent upgrade.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they got good quality talent on the roster.
That Jake LaRavia one is the one.
No,
man.
yeah, for sure. Memphis knew they probably weren't gonna be able to resign him this offseason.
Memphis had a really weird deadline, man.
Why you say that?
Well,
Oh, because they
once we
traded
get
away
to there,
Marcus.
they traded away a lot of stuff, didn't get anything in the door. Marvin Bagley. I know it's more for these are financial.
Yeah, it was
moves,
a
but
financial thing.
Damn, man, as a fans, like we didn't bring in no
Want to
talent.
go get that 3.
We wanted to get something, right?
Well, they knew. Well, they really couldn't because they knew they had to extend Jerry and they had to extend Salty.
No, they could. Like I'm
So,
sure
like-
they were active. Like the Cam Johnson thing, I feel like was probably real from their side. They just didn't want to give up the value that Joe Tsai and them were asking for.
And I don't blame them.
he's talking about-
Bob Myers said they called for Kevin Durant. It seemed like they were really active, just didn't get any
That
pieces
Kevin
in the
Durant
door.
move would have had them as my favorite. I ain't going to
It
lie.
would have been insane.
And they ended up trading away Marcus Smart. They had to put a first rounder with his name to trade him away.
Yeah, they used 2 to get him and 1 to get rid of him.
So that was just negative. That's a negative net balance right there.
Yeah, but we jumping the gun a little bit.
Yeah.
Valanciunas get with his Lithuanian brother Domantas Sabonis. They gonna
They
be
gonna
hooping
clean
together.
the glass like a mug. Might not block shots or nothing, but they gonna clean that glass.
Didn't really get a feel about his fit in the 2 games.
I'll take that
No,
back.
no.
Valanciunas can block a shot or two.
He's just so
Ben
slow-footed.
Simmons has agreed to a buy. Oh, he's just a free agent now. So
Okay. But this trade itself, 2 second-round picks to get up. He's better than Alex Len.
Yeah,
who's
that's
playing
really
backup
all
center.
it is.
So that's what it is. All right, here's another big deal. The Golden State Warriors acquire Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat take in Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, Kyle Anderson, and a first-round pick from this year from the Warriors. The Detroit Pistons get Lenny Waters III, and Dennis Schroder. In the second round, Utah Jazz take KJ Martin and Josh Richardson, and 2 second rounders, and PJ Tucker gets traded again to the Toronto Raptors with a second-round pick.
That man PJ Tucker can't get nowhere where he can get.
Oh, it's
PJ.
done. He's not suiting up, unfortunately. But he's back in Toronto. He used to play for them. He might feel obligated to bring out some new shoes. We ain't seen him with no new kicks in a minute. Nah, that's the end of his career, probably.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Jimmy in Golden State though.
Yeah.
I think he can get him a whole different look. Very excited to see the chemistry between him, Draymond, and just him in that system. I don't think they've really ever had a player like Jimmy. Other than KD does play in the mid-range area, but like Jimmy Butler is definitely somebody who has the ball in his hands a lot and likes to self-create. So it's gonna be very interesting to see him play. And he's also not a 3-point shooter. Like that's gonna be the one part about it.
The spacing gonna be an issue. I do like the fact that Jimmy Butler can consistently just touch the paint for this team.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna help Steph Curry just take the pressure off him. But yeah, it gives them something different on the offense that's like, and he can take over a game.
Yeah.
So I think that's just one of the better, like one of the best things about it is that all the times you were looking for like a talent, you're looking for a superstar, looking for a star to put next to Steph Curry, you were able to accomplish that. So I do like that for the Warriors.
And the Warriors also did extend Jimmy Butler too.
They did too.
Yeah,
what it's
they
worth.
2 years, 100.
I like how it does match up with the rest of the guys, though.
Yeah. I don't mind. I just feel like you had to do something if you're the Golden
Yeah.
State Warriors. You can't just let this era of Steph Curry go without a shot. I don't think Jimmy Butler changes their overall ceiling to make them a championship
He
level
guaranteed
team.
it, though.
He did say
Well, he said
championships on
championship
the way.
coming soon.
So shout out
Championships
to him.
or ship?
He said one. He didn't
Oh.
pluralize it. He was
One
being
is
very,
enough.
you know what I'm saying?
Get to the one first.
Very
Yeah.
grounded here.
I'm just very interested to see what version of Jimmy we getting because, like, obviously the last like year we haven't really seen Jimmy play really good basketball. So I'm just very interested to see what we gonna get from him on the basketball court.
I got mixed feelings. I agree with Mike. I think this is a good trade for them in the sense that he can create something. And when I watch the Warriors, especially against the Lakers, nobody is a threat to create anything outside of Steph Curry. And you also want to use him off the ball because that's his superpower. When they did that split action and two Lakers went to him and Gary Payton just third or second. What is it third?
It's the second.
It's the second.
Oh, is it the second or the third?
Now you got me fucking up.
I thought it was GP2.
Yeah, it's GP2.
Okay.
I thought it was GP3.
Holy God.
No, it's GP2.
It's two.
Okay,
It's two.
GP2. Yeah, it's just he was able. It's GP2.
Yeah.
He was able to get a dunk, and I just envision that being like Jimmy Butler on the other end of that.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it was a very desperate move.
It was.
I'm just never. As me being a fake ass GM on 2K, I'm never extending a player
Without seeing him play.
without seeing him play, unless it is a guy like Luka Doncic. If the Lakers extended Luka, I get it. But Jimmy Butler being 35 years old, like Darrick said, we have not seen playoff Jimmy in some years now. And I love Jimmy Butler, but I have to be honest. You have to question some of the motives. This is a guy that said he wanted to go to any team, and then it went into, I want to go to any team that's going to extend me. That's only the Suns, so I only want to go to the Suns. I don't want to go to the Warriors. I don't want to go to the Grizzlies. And it was like, what is your motive? It looked like real selfishly the bag. And I'm never against going to get the bag. But it's like, was any of where you wanted to go anything to do with basketball? Was any of it about like how you would fit? You know what I mean? Because to me, that is more valuable when you're trying to do something other than get the bag. Now, if you only want to get the bag, then you would have went to Detroit. You know what I mean? You would have went anywhere. And so I just wonder that. I'm kind of like Darrick. What Jimmy are we going to get? I know the first version of Jimmy is always motivated to give a middle finger to the old team. But again, he's 35, not getting any younger, and he got the bag. And these NBA players, not Jimmy, but most NBA players, what I'm starting to see is they get that bag and they lax. They get that bag and they relax. I didn't see it, but I just saw Jeff Teague, brother, Marquise Teague got a podcast. He was telling a story about how recently Paul George jammed his finger on his non-shooting hand and left the game. And I'm like, that sounds like somebody that just got $200 million. Hey, my finger hurt. Hey, I'm gone. Like,
Y'all saw that tweet about Paul George?
No.
About him having more YouTube content than like field goals made for the Sixers
He's
this year.
uploaded more videos from shorts than he has field goals made this season. And it's like, obviously it's not him doing that, right? He's got a team that does all that, but it's still just an hilarious ass stat.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be attached to him.
Yeah.
But as a Paul George fan, I have not loved this year. And I don't
Zero free throw attempts pretty regularly for Paul George nowadays.
don't question the integrity of players because I know how much work you have to put in to make the NBA and then to be an all-star level player. But again, I don't be thinking it's a coincidence when guys get their bag and the game start to dip.
I want to see that dynamic between Jimmy and Draymond, just like do they butt heads at all? Because, they're just really like strong-minded people and they going to do how they feel. So
Well, Jalen, not Jalen.
I think it could help them. I think it'll
Draymond
be
it could either be really good or it could be like, it kind of be a little detrimental.
Draymond said, all he wants to do is win. All I want to do is win. We're going to get along just fine.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good.
Yeah, I think when they're on the same team, I think they'll be all right.
Jimmy only be punking people who soft. You ain't never seen Jimmy have no real. Him and Udonis had some yelled at each other, and that didn't last long. They quickly made up. If you can fight, I don't think Jimmy Butler finna be on your head top. Jimmy Butler want to go in there and holler at it.
Do we know Draymond can fight?
Huh?
Do we know Draymond can fight?
You
He
know,
gonna
he
act
could
like
choke.
he can.
Oh,
Well,
okay. We know
We know he could.
we know he can throw a punch.
We seen him throw some.
yeah, you got your guard
haymakers.
up. You get. No, I'm just joking. He might stump your chest out too. But yeah, I don't know. Jimmy Butler, he like to go at guys like Wiggins, who kind of soft spoken.
He also said that Wiggins was the most talented player he
I
ever
was
played
like,
with.
there's no way.
No, I agree.
I can see it.
I mean, he played with Joel Embiid.
But in Derrick Rose, but I think he was more like Wiggins
Naturally
is just
talented.
naturally talented. Just maybe didn't give a fuck to be the greatest player.
That was his issue.
Yeah.
His issue was that he didn't give a fuck. He didn't work as hard as he felt that he could. He didn't care enough. But natural talent, I can see it. He's a 6'7", 6'8" wing, 40-inch vertical, long arms. If you just put the work in, motherfucker.
You could be the guy.
Yeah.
But, you know.
He turned out to be a good NBA player. Though.
For sure.
But I think that's the problem with Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler. Jimmy Butler turned out to be the guy who scored. You know how you wring out a towel?
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler wrung out his towel and got every single thing he can get out of his talent and ability. And he looks at a guy who's naturally gifted and is probably doing the bare minimum to be a bare minimum.
Do you remember
player.
the hype around Wiggins when he came in?
Next LeBron?
Yeah.
I had the magazine. with
Maple
that.
Jordan?
Yep.
Maple Jordan. They not giving that to every Canadian-born NBA player, bro.
That's what the kids be trying to tell me now. Oh, man, you don't think Cooper Flag generational? They say he need a next LeBron. Dog. I've been watching basketball for 25 years.
He only got the tattoo on his back.
Since LeBron came
the
into the league,
one?
everybody was labeled that. They said the next LeBron for Lance Stevenson, Sebastian Telfair, Andrew Wiggins, and Jabari. They've thrown this about everybody. Whoever got hype,
Lance
the next
Stevenson
LeBron.
is crazy.
You ain't seen Lance Stevens in high school. That's why you're saying that. go YouTube Lance Stevens in high school.
What were y'all graded from the
Boy, look
Warriors'
like
perspective?
a problem.
I would give it a B+.
He's there for the Warriors.
Mhm.
I'll give it a B just because they did swing for the fence. They felt like they had to do something to try to maximize Steph Curry's window, and they did it. Now this grade could change by May, but Friday now it's gonna be
A-.
I was going A- as well.
You made a move. You had to. Just gonna rejuvenate everybody in there from Steph because it looked real dull for a second.
Yeah.
And like I said, when Jimmy first get there, Jimmy gonna come with a certain energy.
especially going against Chicago.
And he got that bag. Oh yeah, Jimmy finna be turned up.
The bag is the only
immediately.
thing that scares me about it all, just because he's so damn old.
I was surprised when I saw that number. I was like, whoa.
It's almost exactly what he asked for originally. So I think the basketball fit is going to be interesting too, though. Obviously, you can't stretch the floor like some of the other dudes, but I remember one time a couple weeks back, Steve Kerr was talking about how they were last in free throw attempts and last in shots at the basket. Like Jimmy Butler should help that at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a talent upgrade at the end of the day. They traded away Wiggins, who we love, or they loved, but like Jimmy Butler to Wiggins, I think most people, if you forget about the money, you take a Jimmy Butler 100% of the time.
That
right?
space is overrated too when you ain't got nobody to create.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Wiggins in Miami, though.
Let's talk about that
Oh
side.
man,
Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, Kyle Anderson, first-round pick from this year. I think that's a good haul, considering all the things Jimmy Butler did for this last month.
Yeah, I think Davion Mitchell will be good for them. I think he will be able
He
to
said,
come
I've
in.
always wanted to play for Miami. I just never had an opportunity to get here. How many times have we heard a player say that when they got traded to a new team?
That is so crazy. But Wiggins there is gonna be real nice. I think he's gonna be good in that at that wing position next to Tyler Hero. Bam.
They actually have a fun-looking team, bro.
No,
I can't
yeah.
wait when they're ready
Bro,
to
they
run
get
it
an
together.
A+ from me.
You got Bam, Khalil Ware starting at the 4 and the 5, Wiggins at the 3, Tyler Hero, and maybe Rozier or Hayward Highsmith, whatever you want to put at the 2.
Dang, just forget about Big Dunk, right?
Huh?
Big Dunk?
Oh, Duncan.
They kinda
or
circle
Duncan
through all of
Robinson.
those guys.
Yeah, they kind of just switch it. So, whoever you want to go with.
Right. Is Hayward Highsmith going to walk out of shoot-around when he found out Wiggins starting over him?
Probably.
I just like the fact that you were able to get all this when you had the whole situation with Jimmy Butler, when we kind of just assumed you were just going to get pennies on the dollar back.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed crazy that they wanted like a player that can help them still kind of win. And they were able to still do that with Andrew Wiggins, who's having a really good season.
And I think Davion Mitchell's a Spo guy. I think Davion Mitchell will be someone that Spo really loves, especially when you're talking about on the defensive side of the ball, the way he could pick up full court. He's gritty, he's tough, he all in your face. And I just think that's the Miami Heat culture that they love. And I think it's going to really be this is going to be a fun team for him to be on.
Yeah, I agree with that. What about Detroit Pistons? They get Schroder, Lenny Waters in a second.
I wanted Schroder there. It took him a while, took him a few stops, but he got there. So I'm happy for it. I think this also gives Cade Cunningham another like legitimate playmaker in a pick and roll who can actually take the ball out of his hands and just give him a break.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a better fit for him versus when he was with the Warriors.
Yeah.
Not saying we probably won't get Brooklyn Nets version of him, but it's going to be closer to that than it is.
This is
when
more
it's
so
Warriors.
his play style.
For
He
sure.
was
Yeah.
not a Warrior.
He gets
He's not
to
a
have
Warrior.
like his role defined again, like as probably a real solid backup who's probably gonna get a chance to run with the starters sometimes. When like he's gonna get those type of minutes with the Warriors. He just seemed like too much of an X factor. Like when he was just playing.
Yeah, and the Warriors also don't play his style of basketball.
I don't know what it is.
And they told us they was going to let him rock out.
Yeah,
they did
they
not let
did.
him rock out at all.
I don't know what it is, but boy, that Andrew Wiggins in Miami did something to me. I am really excited to see that.
If only he was just 26 again and not 30.
I love that move. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I just got a confidence that they gonna unlock some
I
things.
think
I know
Leo's-
he is older,
Yeah.
but they just
Yeah.
demand a certain excellency from players that I just think if he's so laid back, he's a guy that just need a nudge, and I think they can nudge him in the right direction and really, really simplify what they need from him. I think he get a little bit more freedom over there.
That's what I'm excited to see, the freedom. I think he could really get back into shot create, like that.
But
turn
that's
around
the,
mid-range
that's the
jumpers all
dangerous
day?
part because the Warriors trimmed that off and he turned to such a great role player.
Yeah.
So Miami, they not finna let him go back to Minnesota, what he's saying.
Yeah.
But he'll have just a little bit more because it ain't so many mouths to feed and it ain't such a systematic offense. But if it can get the perfect balance, I think Andrew Wiggins could be really, 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 really good. I'm excited for this part of the trade. I wanted to see that more than the Warriors,
Same,
honestly.
Loki.
And shout out to my boy Slow Mo.
Read that
They
one.
tried to reroute my boy. No, hell no. Slow Mo got some shit for y'all in Miami.
Moving on, Toronto Raptors pick up Brandon Ingram. The New Orleans Pelicans get Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a 2026 first-round pick via the Pacers, and also a second-round pick.
I thought he was about to do something in front of the camera.
I thought he was too. I think he is.
Let's go, Bi. You free.
To another jail.
I kind of wanted the whole.
Soldier Slim.
I want the whole Pelicans team to be free.
I hated this. Not hated. That's a strong word. I didn't like this trade until I watched his interviews recently.
Who interviews?
Brandon Ingram.
I didn't get a
He
chance
said,
to
he
watch
said
it.
I'm low-key a goofy guy. Y'all just don't know that. And I think this is a place where I can kind of show my personality more. I'm like, bet. I'm in.
You know
I'm
what?
in. Fuck it.
I didn't hear that part, but like as soon as I seen this trade, I was questioning whether or not Brandon Ingram re-signs to this team. Like what do they have there? Because if you just gave up nothing for this like half-year rental for a team that's maybe trying to make the play-in or something like that, it's kind of weird. But if he's willing to sign, that it could be good for the long term.
What's wrong? Why wasn't he able to? What does that have to do with anything? Why wasn't he able to do that in New Orleans?
It's a cursed franchise, I guess. I don't know. You start smiling, then your ACL tear. You can't,
No.
you can't show your goofiness.
On some real shit, what I think probably was the issue in New Orleans is they had such high expectations and things was never going right that a lot of the guys probably didn't even want to talk or anything. It became such a thing where it's like, is Zion playing? Is Zion playing? What's Zion doing? Is Zion in his diet? Is Zion losing weight? Is Zion at Wendy's getting a Frosty? When you gonna be back? When you gonna be back? Is CJ healthy? Is CJ getting hurt? It just became such a big thing, and it was just unfortunate. Either Zion was healthy and Ingram was hurt, or Ingram was healthy and Zion was hurt, or they both was hurt. Now they both healthy, and Trey Murphy is out with a knee thing. It probably was tense, and he was traded for Anthony Davis. So he was a part of that new regime that came in with Lonzo and shit. It was a lot going on. He definitely loved New Orleans from everything I could see. He made that's the most you ever gonna see him be active on social media. As a Brandon Ingram fan who follow him, I don't even know why I follow him because he don't even post shit. But I'm watching his story and I'm clicking and clicking and clicking. He tagging and showing love to the ball boy, a guy who cleaned up the wet spot on the floor. He going off.
I like that, though.
He called this stuff. Me too. He called this stuff. He said I was the heart of this shit. I'm gonna read his caption. I ain't never seen Brandon Ingram talk like that. He's a quiet guy for the most part.
I thought he was a killer. He talking about I got a goofy side.
That's what all
I thought he was
killers
like
say.
a real. Nah,
Because he be running with No Limit.
I don't know who
He say, damn, Soldier Slim, which I love that nickname. Soldier Slim from the Hot Boys with Cash Money in New Orleans back in the day. That was a decent nickname. How it come to this? you know you was the heart of this shit before the bandwagon fans came and tried to startle the shit. Somebody said, damn, it sounded like you was flowing at first. He said in the comments, you ain't know I rap, twin? We never lost.
I got so much on my phone and nobody will ever listen to, be able to hear.
Jalen Green told the same thing to Taylor Rooks. He said he makes songs like Gunna. And Taylor like, when you gonna drop him? He like, yeah, me and my teammates ain't never gonna release them. I'm like, Jalen Green rapping. I would love to hear that, but we never lost love. From the trenches to the trenches of NOLA, we connected so easy. Just wanted to hustle, build relationships with people, bring good energy, get the best out of people, embrace the journey, and treat it like my own blood. Oh, my fault. Like my own blood.
Bookmark it.
Thank you for the memories, the generosity, and support. You made me grow up in ways I couldn't imagine. What we built can't be broken. Thank you forever for putting me on notice. NOLA forever. You heard me. Baby Soldier Slim, out of here. And I put in the comments, the heart of it. You hear me? With the ear. That mug got 130 likes. I could be on some goofy shit. People would be liking it.
But, I didn't really like the basketball fit. And I guess I still don't really like the basketball.
I mean, you
For the
really get to
Raptors
see a
fit?
lot
For
of
the
it, so
Raptors,
that's probably why you
Yeah.
don't really like it.
It's RJ Bear, Scotty Barnes, Ingram is why
Oh,
you
I
don't
thought
like
you were talking about with New Orleans.
Oh, no.
no.
I mean, with the Raptors.
I
think they'll.
I don't
figure it
know
out.
how I feel about it, but I also feel like when you can get Brandon Ingram for what you gave up, you just got to see.
And Toronto's just not like a free agent destination. This is
That's what
free
they said,
agency.
yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what they said. They never going to get a chance to get a Brandon Ingram besides this or the draft. And I felt them on that. So self-aware, pennies on a dollar, figure it out. Sometimes I agree with that philosophy. Sometimes you're just on a team where we need talent, damn it. We need talent. Aren't y'all professional basketball players? Figure this shit out. Figure it out.
The top four are going to be so expensive post Brandon Ingram extension. And it's like, do we? What,
I think that's when also you just got to make a decision. Are we trading quickly? Are we trading RJ? That's where those conversations didn't come in next deadline, where you now start shopping.
You're not
around those
trading
guys.
RJ Barrett, are you? If
I
you
don't
had to
think
pick
so.
between the two,
you going to
going-
give quickly $200 million to trade
And
him
trade
6
him.
months later after a booty injury? He ain't even really got to play yet.
I think that's the
financial
hope, though. I
decisions.
think the hope is next year you got quickly Barrett, Ingram, Scotty, whatever you do in the draft, and their surrounding pieces. Grady Dick still is on that team as well. That dude is really good, by the way. Jackson Shelstead. And you're a better team that fast. Next year, you are not the Toronto Raptors in the lottery.
And they have like the top 6 odds right now. So they could
Jump
get a
up.
nice draft pick, could jump up
That's
completely.
what I said in my video. If they jump up and get Cooper Flag, now you got Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Cooper Flag, Brandon Ingram.
Just wing
Just
central.
wing galore. I said they have a lot of wings. I said shout out to D Bills. And the comments, they like, you crazy.
I had heard you say that too, because you went.
I made the video while you was in the thing, yeah.
I was there too.
Yeah,
You
I
was there
did come
too.
back and saw
I
you
was
was
really
muted.
setting up all my scenes in Streamlabs, and all of a sudden he was like,
You have to
Like
do that every
DJ
time.
Khaled.
you
Yeah,
stream?
yeah. Why are you setting up the scene?
because for
They
some
don't
reason
just
my
say?
cam link wasn't. It
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
like I had disconnected it, so like it needed to be
Got you.
But
But yeah, I was
Streamlabs,
there
though,
for
huh?
that.
Yeah.
OBS sucks to me.
We also had a time where I was in here filming a podcast and Pierre was in here too.
that
I
was
was- I was-
like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
None of y'all internet slowed down?
No.
Nah.
That's
No.
good.
But I was hearing him do his show.
You
while I
were
was
you?
doing
'Cause
my
I couldn't
show,
hear
yeah.
you.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't be loud.
That
I'm
mean
just
you talk to
I'm happy I ain't go live.
I know I'll be loud because I wear the 2 headphones.
Oh,
I was doing the
yeah.
1 headphone, but then I would watch the episode and I'd be like, I don't like the way I look. And so I'm like, you know what?
Why do you have
put,
headphones at all?
huh?
Why do you have headphones at all?
Because I be talking to Christian.
Oh, okay. Word.
And I forgot my AirPods. I'm like, let me try it with the AirPods.
Yeah. I would do
The
I'd do that.
headphones made me look so bulky. But I'm like, you know what? Let me put both on. And I knew I was loud. I was like, welcome back to another episode. Because it's just like the 2 headphones, man. You can't hear nothing.
New Orleans' perspective is Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a first-round pick and a second.
I thought Bruce Brown was getting bought out.
Felt that way,
Honestly.
huh? $23 million. I mean, it's not too late for him to get bought out, technically.
That's true. But I just seen he's wearing number 0. Once
Oh,
we
never
confirm
mind.
the
Yeah, he's
nu-
got a jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's there.
00.
Given
Ben
that
Simmons is expected to sign with the Cavaliers or Clippers. So Rockets, I guess,
they out.
out.
Steven Adams staying there. When you give like Brandon Ingram being on the market for 2 years, him being under contract for just 2 months, I feel like this is fine value for him, even though
Yeah.
he's 100% the most talented player in the deal. You get the Pacers
essentially,
pick.
Yeah, because essentially you were just going to lose him in free agency anyway, so you got something. I mean, and also Bruce Brown's an expiring deal as well, so you at least freed up some cap space, I guess.
And that pick next year could be what, like anywhere between 17 to 22. Like it's a good first round. It's probably not a lottery pick. The page will have to fall off completely, but it's like end of lot or right outside the lottery pick.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's good value. And then this was basically the last piece of the Pascal Siakam deal. They turned Pascal Siakam to Jacoby Walter, Ochai Agbaji, and then Brandon Ingram. It's not too bad when you think about it. It's just
Not
straight
too
up.
bad at all.
It's not too bad. All right, next trade. Mike, it's time. Let's talk about the Lakers acquiring Mark Williams for Don Connect, Cam Reddish, a first-round pick of 2031, and a first-round pick swap from 2030. Mike, you start us off. How you feeling about Mark Williams in that jersey?
Before Mike go, I just want to say this. I got tweets saying, "Congratulations, P. That Luka video is now your all-time most highest
view
view
video.
Mark Williams killed that.
Really?
What? But
That's
I didn't
funny
make a
as
Mark
fuck.
Williams video because I figured that like it's a small enough deal where it's not
Yeah.
worth talking about. Damn, I missed
It's
the
got to
boat.
be that Laker tag.
It's the Laker
Gotta be the
tag, bro.
Lakers.
I
Damn.
literally did the Ingram video. I did the Jimmy. I was expecting Jimmy to do what he did,
Right.
like as a video. Like I thought it was gonna be a good video, but the best one of the night. That Mark Williams trade came in, and I asked myself, I said, "Do I do?" I'm like, "You already rolling? Just keep going."
Just do it.
And I did it, and I went to sleep, and I woke up, and that mug said 79,000
Yeah, that's
views.
insane.
Let me see where it's at now. But I was like, bro, what?
That's nasty.
But I'm like, that's consecration. I thought about not doing it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, sometimes you just got to do what you do. But yeah, got 84,000
That's good.
That's
That's real
He
good.
teed up.
For Mark fucking
for
Williams,
Mark
man.
Williams,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Mark Williams.
That guy follows me on Instagram. Shout out to Kwame Evans Jr.
Oh, yeah, he'll be in the league. But yeah,
Back to Mark Williams, I will give it an A+, just because of the fact that was a position in which we needed to fill, like especially after giving or trading away Anthony Davis. We needed to kind of fill that big man role, and I thought it was also important that we were able to accomplish that because Luka, for one, echoed that he wanted a lob threat and somebody that can help him make his reads. So we did that, and I think part of that is just you got to make Luka happy until he signs that extension. And I think that you consistently got to do that. But regardless, Mark Williams, I think, is still a really good fit just because he's got two people that can honestly set him up. I think I seen you you talking about 3 with Austin Reeves. I seen you talk about it like Luka had Dwight Powell looking like a damn, like acting like a fool. So I can only imagine what he does with Mark Williams. And I'm excited to see it. I know a lot of people talk about defensively. Regardless, he could still clean up the glass, which is
He
somebody
said, I
we
don't
need.
give a fuck about that side of the
he played for the Hornets.
Who was the finisher?
Yeah, I kind of feel a little bit similar with how we talked about the Kuzma and the Wizards. Like it's some stuff that stands out, but you just can't take it to like you got to take it with a grain of salt because you got to look at the team he's playing with. I think he could improve his defense.
Yeah,
a
you
little
hope
bit.
that because when PJ Washington got traded for, he wasn't a defensive oriented guy.
Daniel
Now
Daniel
he is.
Gafford was not the defender that he's
he
with the
is now.
Mavericks that he was when he was with
Yeah,
the
that's
Wizards.
the bet you're
You know what
taking
I'm
if you're
saying?
the Lakers.
But
and it shouldn't be hard. His ass is big. That's the hard. He got a lot of size.
all I see is about he got the biggest wingspan
Yeah.
in the NBA.
Put your fucking
Use
hands
it.
up, man. Put your fucking hands up and call it a day. Shuffle your feet a little bit. I love this trade though. You know in 2K, well you know this too. You have the arrow when it's green and kind of go up.
Yeah,
or if
like
it's red
that's
to go
like
down.
what they call that?
It's like something with the player progression. Like you go.
I thought it was also like a chemistry boost or something like that.
It could be off of
It was like if
chemistry,
you
too.
win in vibes, is
Yeah,
good,
exactly.
You know, something
exactly.
like that.
I think Mark Williams is like an 80 to 81 with the Charlotte Hornets. I think you take him and you put him on the Lakers with Luka, LeBron, and Reeves, and I think he becomes an 86 or 87. I really think that we don't know Mark Williams as a player.
You see what Lively did last year?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just don't think we know the extent of how good Mark Williams is. Number one, because he's been unhealthy. He's been in Charlotte. The franchise point guard over there has been unhealthy. But I think, man, you put him with Luka Doncic, you put him with LeBron, you put him with Reeves, you put him on the stage. I think Mark Williams is going to be really good. He did just give us a week, by the way, where he terrorized everybody he
was
played.
incredible, yeah.
So as long as he is healthy, it's good. I love the point that you made. You went and you got a young guy. I think him and Luka are on the same timeline. You got to put somebody on the same timeline as Luka.
Austin Reeves is older than Luka.
And
crazy to think about.
that's super crazy. And also, you had to go and like get the bang for your buck for that 2031 pick.
Mm-hmm.
You had to. I was surprised. I
was
thought y'all was
surprised.
gonna hang on to that for dear life.
I did too.
But again, people are looking at this as Mark Williams. You don't look at Mark Williams as anything until you see him with the Lakers.
Yeah.
He is about to be a different player over the next few months playing with a different supporting cast.
Y'all also called for Jalen Durant, so
Yeah.
y'all was shopping at 2031.
Yeah, I wanted a younger,
Somebody to pair with,
guy.
yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense to me.
Because we was all thinking Robert Williams or whatever.
I thought Claxton.
Claxton's a
Claxton.
possibility, yeah.
So like there was definitely some options.
The offensive fit is so great.
Claxton way more expensive though.
21, 22 million a year. It would have cost you your boy Rui.
I think I was talking about it with the people in my stream too, because I think is Mark up for an extension this year or
I think it's
after?
next year.
After
Well, no, he's extension eligible this summer.
Okay, we was
So,
talking about like
Do it, hurry up.
we was gonna talk about like what could his price tag
He
be?
gonna outperform it.
And I was
You
like,
wait.
yeah, it's probably gonna be around like 10, 15 or whatever. And someone's like, it's probably gonna go up with Luka. You know, his value gonna go up when he's averaging like 15,
You wanna
16
know
off lobs.
how
He's
Don't let him
crazy.
have a crazy playoff run.
The Luka
He gonna have
boost
to,
is
the
so
price tag is
crazy
gonna go up.
that ESPN 100 had Derek Lively as the 67th
Yes.
seventh best player in basketball.
Yep.
Luka was spoon feeding him. Man.
It was also what he could do defensively too.
Yes,
and
yes,
the
yeah,
potential.
yeah.
But yeah, Luka, man, bro. I keep telling people, man, do not look at Mark Williams as if you know anything about him, because he's about to go up. It's about to go up, 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 up.
I like Don Connect in Charlotte too.
It's just about, for me, it's more about the capital, the draft pick that you
Yeah.
got.
I just
man.
like with the Lakers, he was a
Charlotte loved him in the draft,
Mhm.
but instead they went with Salon at 6.
Mhm.
And now they
It's
got
also-
both.
Yeah.
Also, since Brandon Miller's out, it's just you feel some
Yeah,
minutes
no,
back up.
I was just like this broke when I was on stream. I was like, I like Don Connect.
He can start and be
Hey, I
better
got a
than
bone
Nick
to-
Smith
I got a
Jr.
bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
The Luka Doncic trade was the biggest trade in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get some content. You gotta just take advantage.
Even Mike video went nuts.
that's what made me say it. When I
it
seen
broke,
That
when
make it sound like you don't be on
when
shit.
I seen
Even
Mike,
Mike's.
when I seen Mike, no, because he
That's
don't.
like the most viewed video on my channel.
Yeah.
By a
When it
wide
first
margin.
went up, it had like 7K. I was like, okay, look at Mike. I must have came back and like synced it again, and that motherfucker shot up fast. I say,
Where's
oh
it at
man.
now? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Nah,
What
I ain't
it's at now.
checked it since like yesterday.
It was almost at like 20 or 30 when I had saw.
It says 60.
Right.
Mhm.
He don't even post.
He definitely don't
I
post.
knew
So
that
like
shit.
when I seen
It's
that,
a
I'm
good
like,
thumbnail too when you in that
Derrick
weak ass
got it.
jersey.
You just gotta get it. Even if that ain't your bag, you doing food reviews.
You better go to the fridge,
The
go get some
dude I
eggs.
showed you, King Terance, whatever his name is, the food guy.
Yeah.
I watched his food review. He was eating and he talked about the Luka trade. Because it's
Bro,
just like
somebody had commented on one of the shows. It's like, man, this trade got me watching podcasts I ain't never watched
Oh
before.
yeah, I saw that.
And it's just like, bro, that's what it really came down to. Just anybody clicked to anything related to the Lakers and Luka.
Yeah, you should have went to the fridge and made like an omelet while talking about the trade
yeah,
or something.
something.
I'm telling you, the NBA mukbang might be nobody's doing an NBA mukbang or wrestling mukbang. Whatever's on your mind. It ain't always got to be, let me review the food.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm not even telling you get in the NBA. I'm just telling you when people are saying the biggest trade in NBA history, you cannot just sit around and just be like,
He
yeah,
got all-time numbers. He got all-time. My video got 1.1 million
Million.
views.
million views.
Million views. That
You
was the
gotta get
time.
in that.
Yeah. And now I know P is about to ride that momentum. Translate
Like, I'm
some of
about
that to
ride
tee it up.
I'm about to ride it like I'm in a bop house.
Yeah. Or that one video that went viral on Twitter. Did y'all see that?
Well,
No.
yeah.
Yes,
It was
yes.
some from reality
girl.
show.
Oh, from that reality.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I saw on my timeline for the last 2 days.
You know what that means?
No.
Hold on, I gotta show you something, bro. If that's all you seen on your
He
timeline,
got 3 legs.
who got
I'm just talking. That's crazy to watch, man. They gonna put the iPad. They had the iPad there. He slapped the iPad head on a big TV there. They like, no, you finna see this. I don't know why they be playing with
because
people.
you know who had a post.
Oh no, I knew Weezy
What?
was on it. Weezy loved him some drama filled reality TV.
Talking about, I'm finna tell my kids it's the 2012 Adrian Peterson, and this dude, this
I
dude
saw it, I
reacted
saw
to
it.
it.
The
I'm like, this
2012
is such a
Adrian
Weezy
Peterson.
type show.
That's it. Yeah, but I don't get the Adrian P. What is that?
Yeah, I
He
didn't
just
really
got
either.
his
It-
girl just did him dirty on TV, and that's the Adrian Peterson. Fuck about it, man.
But from the Charlotte Hornets perspective, I like this as well. If you didn't believe that Mark Williams could stay healthy, or you didn't believe that you wanted to give him that extension, you sold high after he just had the best month of his career. I like that a lot.
That's how I feel because the pick is 6 years from now.
Yeah.
I know they got Luka. The NBA was different 6 days ago. I don't know what
Yeah.
it's gonna look like in 6 years.
Right.
Luka might best round actually request a trade.
Or be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe have an injury-riddled season. That's the type of bets you take.
Yeah.
And they also bet that Mark Williams wouldn't get better. Who knows?
Do y'all think the Luka trade, does it extend LeBron's career? Like, do y'all see him still potentially retiring after next season? Or is there a chance where he's like, I actually got what I wanted. He actually asked for just someone to handle
Clint
the ball.
Capella also survived the deadline.
Oh, true.
He asked for somebody just to handle the ball a little bit more, but then he got it supersized. He asked for a small.
I love
he got
this
the
kid, by
large.
the way. The Ziegler kid.
Oh, do you? I like the guy he's playing again. I like Jeremiah Fears.
Same. Shout out to
In
Illinois.
the short term, I would say no, unless something drastically changed, like maybe they were at the finals or something
Right.
like that. But otherwise, I would probably just say no.
Because I bet he probably thinks that with Luka Doncic versus Anthony Davis, we have a higher ceiling overall for these next couple years.
Can I ask you a question? I hate talking about this because I be feeling so wrong. It's all over the place. And this is gonna sound very crazy. Do y'all think the Lakers want to continue to have LeBron for that long?
Yeah.
Because it's like at some point it feel like first of all it's about to be Luka team and they ready to get the next chapter going. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's a crazy question. It only really crazy because it's LeBron.
It's LeBron,
James,
and I'm not
he's
saying that they don't want him at all, but it's like, you know, how much does LeBron make? It's a $40 million cap hold. That's
Yeah.
Well, he might be willing to take another pay cut now that. Oh no, Valanciunas plays somewhere else. Never mind.
the fit. We still have to see the fit, which I'm not saying is gonna be god awful, but it's when you have LeBron on a team, there's still some things that got to go through him, and it feels kind of like at some point they may just be ready to hand it over to Luka and kind of orchestrate the team around him.
I think it's already gonna be that way, even with LeBron there. I think it naturally will be built around Luka and post LeBron. Like, I think that you could do both while still having them, because they both kind of complement the same players. Like, it's not like LeBron needs something different and Luka needs something different. I think
I mean, not the needs, but each other playing so similar is my only thing.
I
I don't
think
think
they
it's
would
gonna be
enjoy
bad.
that.
I don't think it's gonna be bad. I'm not saying it from a bad way. I'm just saying they
Yeah.
got to get figured out. And
Yeah.
as long as you have, how much they're probably both making like 80 to 90 million together.
combined, yeah.
So
Luka might.
I
Make
mean,
that by
as
himself,
long as
so.
LeBron's playing at this level, I mean, it's not really hindering them. You're talking about just pairing them two together, and I think LeBron's gonna be comfortable playing with somebody that's better than him at this point. So, like, he's gonna naturally just default to Luka. He's wanted to do that for the last 2 to 3 years.
you think LeBron think Luka better than him?
Yeah.
I would
Fuck
hope
no.
so. I would hope so.
Fuck no.
I don't think so.
There's
now,
no
listen,
way
no
y'all
way.
think
Now,
LeBron think Luka is better than
if he
him.
doesn't, then that's when this becomes an issue.
You think LeBron James, who
Yes.
just did what he did against the Warriors, think that Luka is better than him?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man,
No way
hell
in
no.
hell he don't.
Hell no. I don't know.
There's
I don't know.
there's no way the 40-year-old man thinks that the 25-year-old stud who goes out there and get triple doubles at 40 points is not better than him.
That 40-year-old ain't just no 40-year-old though. He
I
just
know,
dropped
but
40.
still,
Bro, he was just having fun out there on the Warriors and dropped a smooth
Toying.
40.
He's shooting
I'm
logo
talking
threes.
about he just pulled
Luka
three
do that
back-to-back
nightly.
threes.
The stuff LeBron just did, Luka do that nightly, just having fun.
LeBron just did the shit for 20 years.
He did, but not. He did do it, but yes.
He 40 giving you 28. What is his stats line? 20? Is it 25, 28, 7, and 7 still?
Over the whole
Somebody's
career.
career years is his 40th year
And
season.
Luka at 25 is getting you 38 and 8.
That ain't shit to what LeBron was doing at his age.
What does that have to do with now? We talking about today.
So what do you brought up what Luka was doing? So I just said LeBron.
No,
ain't-
I said.
I think LeBron probably has a self-awareness to understand that Luka's top 3.
Oh,
in
you
the
saying
sport
what
right
am
now.
I bringing up with LeBron today?
Yes.
I think I'm not saying what I or you think or what public perception is. I think LeBron James walks into the locker room and does not say, I'm the second best player on this team.
I think he does.
I think you damn fool if you think that.
I just don't see how he could look at what Luka does and say he's not.
Because he looks at himself.
Yeah, but you also could look at yourself and be able to say, okay, Luka's better than me. He's better than
But
that.
I think he's just trying to say LeBron not doing that shit like he's some average Joe. It don't matter. Like,
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I just do not think that LeBron thinks that Luka is better than him. And you also have to understand, we're talking about NBA players. They all have a sense of delusion. So you may be saying, how? He's a
LeBron,
25-year-old.
when LeBron did his conversation about the trade, he said Anthony Davis was the best player on the Lakers this year. So if he thinks Anthony Davis was the best player on the Lakers, he can't think that Luka Doncic won't be the best player on the Lakers.
I'm going to just shut up because I can't argue with what he said, but I just know Anthony Davis was a guy that they needed to pump up. That we had talked about Anthony Davis.
His ass is gone now. He ain't got to call him the best player.
Needed to take the throne. They was trying to pass him the torch.
One thing about Luka though, you ain't got to pass him. He just gonna come in and take it.
If it's one thing for LeBron to say it and try to be.
Oh, he said it. He said it before the trade too.
The nice route, but if I don't know, his game don't tell me that he think Anthony Davis is the best player. Did it, as a Laker fan, when you watch the Lakers, did it look like LeBron thought Anthony Davis was their best player?
Well, no, it's not like he's going to give less effort because he's a second
No,
best
it's not
player.
getting less effort, but the best player runs the show. On every team, the best player, we're not talking about leadership. The leadership don't have to be from the best player. But the best player, we can walk into a random gym right now at a high school basketball game, and we can guess who's the best player without knowing anything about the team.
But AD's just such a weird player because he's not going to create for others. So that's LeBron James's goal, as even if he is the second best player. LeBron James's usage is the same as Austin Reeves because it just makes more sense to have somebody else create for AD versus AD being Jokic.
I also think it makes sense for me to hype up Anthony Davis as a guy who's kind of floated around in his tenure here. I want to empower him. He was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to I was supposed to pass the torch to. We haven't really gotten that yet. I'm going to empower my guy. LeBron James is one of the smartest players in the history of the game on and off the court. He is a mental genius with the basketball shit. So I can also see a world of there. I'm not going to argue if he meant. Here's
the context of it, by the way.
We'll never know.
They had a game in January where they played against the Nets, and they barely won. And LeBron James went to his podium. He said, every game on its own, you can't base it off one game. This is what he's asked about the approach, yada, yada, yada. He said, and right now, we're without our best player, so we have to do what we can do. And that's because Anthony Davis didn't play that game.
Have we ever heard LeBron say he was the best player in the NBA?
You said,
I remember him saying that he knew he was the GOAT after the Cleveland series or the Warriors series.
Recently, I don't know if I've heard him say it.
I'm just going on. I don't feel like I've ever heard him say it because I feel like he thinks it's himself. I've heard LeBron like smirk and laugh at different things when people say certain shit. But LeBron is also not a guy that just goes out of his way to say y'all saying Jokic the best player is me. That ain't his style. But I personally just don't think that LeBron James is walking around thinking he's the second best player on his team.
His teammates do. Austin Reeves said that Anthony Davis is the best player on our team.
But this year definitely.
Austin Reeves probably think the same as Darrick. He probably Luka the best player on our team.
Yeah.
But what you about to say, Mike? My fault.
And to go back to the question you asked me about, like, does this feel like Anthony Davis? It felt like it this year. Obviously, he's having his best year, but again, it's still hard to say that all the way because LeBron, he just really hasn't stopped being LeBron. And at that point, it's just like he going to have the impact on the game. It's always going to be game-changing impact. It's always going to be, like, high-level basketball.
I wish I knew Bron so I can leak how he really feel.
Call him. We can
I just think LeBron, he's kind of always probably felt like he was forced to always beat LeBron. I think now, naturally, he gets to play how he probably wants to play, and that's not having the ball a lot.
Because there were some times in the season where Anthony Davis was doing this thing, and Bron was kind of coasting.
Yeah.
20, 12,
Yeah,
and
because
6.
I think that's what LeBron wants to do at 40. You want to be able – that was the whole point of bringing them together so that Anthony Davis could carry your team for the 82-game season and Bron could reserve himself so he could be fresh for the playoff run. Mm-hmm. That was the whole master plan. If they would have got Luka way back then, the plan would have been great because Luka could really carry a team as a guard. It's very hard, like KB was saying, for Anthony Davis to necessarily do that because he's not creating and doing all these other things that a guard would do. But that was the whole plan, but it wasn't that they didn't live up to how they thought it was going to be. LeBron ended up still having to carry a lot in the regular season. They went out and they tried to even get Russell Westbrook to do some care, and it wasn't a good fit. And he ended up having to put more and more mileage and stuff on his body. And
it was so crazy to think that they was talking about passing the torch like Anthony Davis not 30. Now LeBron could really pass the torch to the next generation.
Yeah,
which is
and it's also is a player that he talks highly of.
So many.
It's like
so
it's
much.
definitely like favorite player type.
Yeah,
of thing with
so
him.
like
It's
they
really
pulled up
cool.
a video of how Luka's shooting. It was like his shot almost looked like he grew up mimicking LeBron's a little bit, just a tad bit. It ain't
Because they do
identical.
kind of like go above the
Yeah.
forehead
It's
type
just-
thing. Yeah.
That's
But
a
no,
crazy person to replicate for shooting.
In totality, my end point, I think LeBron thinks he's the best player as of right now. Now, if the games start to be played and there's a significant showing, then I don't think LeBron is going to be unself-aware. He's not going to average 18 points, 18, 5, and 5 at 42. Talking about him.
So he'll still do that part.
Yeah,
I
no.
hope he's still doing that.
No,
part.
if he
25,
hit a game winner or something,
But if
clutch,
I'm
he'll do
40
that.
and you 25 and we putting up pretty much the same numbers, then shit. Shit, you know what I think.
Next trade, Reggie Jackson and a first-round pick for 2 seconds.
Nothing.
Cody Martin and Micic to the Suns and a second-round pick for Yusuf Nurkic in the first. This is kind of a big deal. They got off
Yeah,
Nurkic.
Yeah.
they got off Nurkic.
And
They had to give
traded-
up a pick to do it.
But that's why they had the other trade where you got in multiple picks.
The Hornets stacking up those those picks.
I feel like the Hornets and the Wizards are going under the radar for some of the big-time pick moves they've done over the last
No,
couple
they
seasons.
both walked out of here with decent draft capital, and I think that's a W. I think that's what a lot of tanking teams should do. Absorb bad contracts that teams don't want, but hey, send me a first or send me 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Is it shaping up for? Never mind. I don't even want to put it out in the air.
Next one, DeAndre Hunter getting traded to the Cavs for Kevin
I love
LeVert,
this
George
deal.
Niang, 2 first-round pick swaps, and 3
Ooh.
seconds.
Probably one of my favorite.
This
trades
deal,
we've
I
done.
love this deal, bro.
Yeah.
I just love it just because I think DeAndre Hunter has had a crazy season, and I think he can naturally just go in and fit in with the Cavs. He's not somebody that's going to take away from what they got going on, and also they're not going to take away from what he was doing. They really want that solid 3 that can give them consistent production at that 3 spot. And I'm just very excited for him because he's been shooting the ball crazy this season. And I think they really going to be really big with him being 6'8", 6'9", next to Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And with his scoring ability, he's also shown the self-creation development that happened over in Atlanta. So if all that works out beautifully, I'm not saying he's going to give you 27 like he was doing off the bench over in Atlanta. But if he can give you a consistent 15 to 18 points a night on good efficiency, that's going to be really good for them.
I just like the fact that they got their wing.
Yes.
Like, and he's probably their biggest wing. I know Ice is a good defender, but like, he's like you said, 6'8", 6'9", and he's bigger than Max Strus. He's bigger than what Karis LeVert was. So he gives them that type of identity, and they always kind of need that size next to a smaller guard. So I like it. I just thought it could have been Cam Johnson, but I ain't mad at DeAndre Hunter.
I like it too. A little area of weakness that they've had. Smart financially. Karis LeVert was going to go in the open market. Probably would have lost him because you wouldn't have been able to match whatever he was going to get unless he was going to do hometown discount. And I just don't see players of Karis LeVert's status doing that. They got to look out for themselves. And I think he could play a similar role as in Atlanta. He can start some games. He can still come off the bench. And I don't think his expectation has to be too high because he's playing with a much more well-rounded team. So I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do.
They're not going to ask him to do nothing he's not used to doing. Because I kept seeing that, like, one thing about Karis, one thing about Niang, they swung it, they kept the ball movement. I'm like, yeah, sure, they do that better than DeAndre Hunter. But that's something you have to sacrifice. I feel like this is a move where they're trying to be like, hey, who do we have to go against in the playoffs this year? Okay, we got to go against 2 teams with other big-ass wings. We don't really have that. Even though DeAndre Hunter's not as good of a defender as we projected when he came out of college, he's still the better option than Karis. George Niang will not be able to see a playoff floor. I'm sorry. Shout out to him. He's a great guy.
He been hooping too.
But, like, if you see him in a series versus the Celtics, you think he going to do anything of resistance for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? No. DeAndre Hunter gives a better chance there. So I like this a lot from that perspective. And these pick swaps don't mean a damn thing.
I was gonna say they got him for a nice deal. I mean, I thought Atlanta would pick up more for what the year DeAndre Hunter
Are
was
those
having.
pick swaps first or second?
2 first-round pick swaps.
Okay.
But it's 2026, 2028. 2026 is right around the corner. That core 4 in Cleveland's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So
This picture of Mike Dunleavy giving Jimmy the jersey crazy because they got the other picture of them being teammates.
former Bulls, baby.
Yeah.
But from the Atlanta Hawks perspective, they got 3 second-round picks. And then in the very next trade, they traded those 3 seconds to get rid of Bogey Bogdanovic to bring in Terance Mann and Bones Highland. So felt like a weird trade.
Yeah.
Terrence Mann seems like he's gonna fit though. Like,
Terance Mann ass stinks. I'm sorry.
It's crazy because last year he was just untouchable.
His ass, he was getting garbage time minutes on the Clippers for the last month. He was completely out of the rotation.
Yeah.
And he just signed a $45 million extension. Like, what was that last offseason?
Yeah.
So
Kalu said I remember the first time he didn't play him.
Trying something new.
Trying something new. I wanted to see something.
Trying to get that trade value back up.
I ain't like that trade
Why?
because you got back Terance, man.
Oh.
When,
Maybe
in a year where everybody is focusing on the cap, everybody is doing all these different things, I'm not taking. If Pat Connaughton at $9 million is unmovable, Terance Mann is more playable than Pat Connaughton, but he makes a lot more money. I like Terance Mann, but Terance Mann is one of those players I like on a cheaper deal, and I ain't mad at him. Get your money. But when Terance Mann was on a deal that was similar to Pat Connaughton's, you liked him a lot more. But when you put $45 million to it, you kind of like.
there's a picture. He was answering questions from fans. Somebody asked him, "What have you worked on this offseason? Like part of your game?" You know what his response was?
What?
I don't like that question.
Who?
Terance Mann.
That's a weird response.
What?
Why didn't he like the question?
I don't know, because
He makes $11 million this year, then 15, 15, 16.
that's a lot of money, bro.
Terance Mann, I hate saying this. It ain't got nothing to do with you, Terance Mann. You did what you're supposed to do. Get as much money as you can. He do not play like a $15, $16 million player.
He saved the playoff series for them once.
Yeah.
Here's your bag for that, I guess.
Yeah, y'all gave it to him late. You're supposed to give it to him right when he did.
And he's a lot older than most people recognize.
Right, because
That's why I was confused on why he was
He do got a
28.
baby face, though.
I never heard of a 28-year-old role player being deemed untouchable.
Yeah. And what is he? Is he 29 now? Or did he?
No, he's 28.
Oh, he's still
He'll be
28.
29
Bro, that-
in October.
That's got to be the biggest fallacy I thought as a kid is that, like, every player in the offseason, you work on your struggles and try to be better for the next season. That is not like
Some
an
people just
actual
don't
thing.
really, yeah.
It sounds
I
good, but
talked
it's
to my
just,
dad about that like 2 days ago. I asked him, I say, Pops, do you think players want to be great, or you think most players be happy they're in the NBA? And he's like, oh, they definitely happy in the NBA. That's how I feel. I think a lot of guys get to the NBA and it's like, whew, millionaire. I don't think it's too many guys. It's like, that ain't enough. I want more.
yeah.
I got a max contract. Nah, that ain't enough. I want all NBA 5 times. Now I think guys see $100 million and be like, which they should.
Yeah.
But small, far and few between guys are really in this shit talking about, let me be the best I can be and get the most out of my talent. Which, I don't know. I've also never signed a $25 million contract. Maybe I would be the same way. I don't know. I don't know.
It's not a coincidence that sometimes you see a lot of players' best version of themselves on that last year of their deal.
How many guys do y'all think are in the NBA because it's their job? You know, some people do shit that they don't love, but I'm 6'9", and I'm a basketball player. You know, it's like a guy that, I don't know, you know, some people are just good at something. And
it'd be so hard to say because you don't ever, unless they say it out their mouth, but like you don't ever want to be like, man, that dude don't like basketball.
You
Even
hear
though he
from
do that for his
other
job.
people. They never say names,
Yep.
but other, like, you know, we in the podcast era of NBA players. They would tell you, like, a lot of these cats don't really love hoops. Like,
It's their job.
I would guess, like, if I had to put a percentage on it, maybe like 5%.
Mostly bigs. I'm 7 foot. There's nothing.
I'm
That's,
not gonna
that's
work
what
at
I be
Target.
getting.
Yeah.
That's what I be getting.
They just told that about
Pharmaceutical
Mo-
salesman.
Like, ain't no way you 7 foot
Bamba?
just out here
Mo Gay
working
Mo
on
Guy
cars or whatever.
in
like,
Atlanta.
Yeah.
The lady on the commentary was like, he just told me a story about how he loved playing soccer, but he got too tall, so then he had to resort to playing basketball.
That's a natural progression. Didn't Joel Embiid a soccer
Yeah.
player before?
So do you think they naturally probably want to play soccer?
They may just want to be athletes at the end of the day. I love competition. And
Your height in these sports definitely, you know.
what's the
not-
tallest soccer player? I think it's the dude that played for Inter Miami. I think he was like
I don't know.
6'6".
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I remember Richie Sexton was like 6'5", 6'6", first baseman in baseball, and that looked weird. So it's like, yeah, ain't no 6'9" center fielder. You
I
probably
remember,
They had a
Uh,
6'11" dude, Kyle Hudlin.
was he good?
I have no idea. Can y'all guess what position he played?
Goalie.
He was a striker.
Mm.
Wow. I thought goalie
6'11",
too.
just trotting up and down.
I remember
Just-
I made one of my dudes on Madden. I made him a running back, and he was like 6'5". No,
Yeah,
that
you
was on
crazy.
NCAA.
Yeah.
I made him like 6'5"
Yeah.
running back.
Legs getting toe up. Legs just
Oh,
messed
man.
all the way up.
Because I remember when I was playing
Anthony
FIFA,
Davis expected to play 36 to 38 minutes today.
I can't wait for that game.
And he
it's
started
early.
at the 4 too.
Yeah, it's an early game too, right? 2 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm excited to see him in lively minutes when Lively get healthy.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for those.
So the other people that make around the money that Terance Mann will be making, Denny Avia. Denny makes it 15, but his contract is ascending, so it's 15, 14, 13. Again, 2 worlds of players. 2 worlds of players.
Yeah.
PJ Washington also descending. He's making 15.5 now to go down to 14. I mean, the only guy that's kind of similar, Isaiah Stewart. But I think even this year, Isaiah Stewart has kind of turned it around. I don't know if Isaiah Stewart is $15 million worthy, but would you rather have Dorian Finney-Smith or Terance Mann?
Dorian Finney-Smith for sure.
Yeah. A double O. Anaka Kongwu makes 14, 15, 16.
Well, now we have to make that decision. They play together.
Gafford makes 13 and 14.
Yeah.
Grant Williams makes 13, 14 on the last year. That's kind of similar there. But, yeah, most of the guys are a different caliber. Zach Collins makes 16.5 and then 18 next year.
Who paid him that? The Blazers or the Spurs?
Spurs did.
You remember he was like, he took that deal. Oh, he was happy as hell they gave him that deal because he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why he kind of committed to that franchise.
Kevin Herter, right above him, 102 and 103 in player salary,
bro,
16 and 16.8 and 17.9.
So you telling me we traded our best player and didn't even get cap flexibility with it? Oh man!
But y'all get cap
like
flexibility. Y'all get cap flexibility
right.
in a bigger free agency class. They saying.
Okay.
That's what GMs be saying. Yeah, we want to position ourselves for 2 years.
You know what also was crazy about I know it's been 2 hours since we talked about Tunis Karnišovas. Why did this motherfucker say he likes Trey Jones and wants to keep him on the team? Like we don't have 7 other point guards.
Why did he say that like we didn't know that they were trying to trade him?
Right.
Do we not know information be coming out? That's what I be saying. GMs, teams, and sometimes agents, they forget how informed the fans are. This is not 2003.
We ain't got to read the paper to get people's opinions, man. We just do it ourselves now. All right, we got a few more trades before we wrap up with the NBA stuff. Cody Zeller, the second-round pick to Houston. The Atlanta Hawks got nothing. They literally, it wasn't even a trade. They gave it to him. That's not even a trade. We don't even count that. Marcus Smart, Kobe Jones, Alex Len, and a first-round pick via the Grizzlies to the Washington Wizards. Marvin Bagley, Johnny Davis, a second-round pick to Memphis, and then Jake LaRavia ends up with the Kings.
I had no idea Johnny Davis was in this trade till now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Grizzlies pretty much took on 2 dudes. And then the Grizzlies got, the Kings got Jake LaRavia. Great
took
role
on
player.
2 dudes.
Hey, you still don't be hearing the stuff he be saying during Marvel Rivals.
Man. That's the only reason that I really, really love playing with Darrick. You never know.
Look at you.
Thor's hammer is in my face. He's putting his hammer in my face.
That be his
and those are just the light ones.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I'm not
Those
even
are the
getting
light
extreme.
He'll say something, because I'll be in your stream. He'll say something, but he'll double down.
Yeah.
He really did that. He said that twice.
And he said he's literally, I'm not going to do that one, but that one is crazy.
He said literally.
He's literally
blanking
doing it. He's literally doing it. Jake LaRavia is a good pickup for the Kings. Another talent upgrade. Yeah. The Wizards get a first-round pick to take on Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's going to be in there teaching Bilal Coulibaly how to defend better, I guess. The Grizzlies caps flexibility to re-sign their guys. Everybody got what they wanted, even though it's 3 first-round picks for Marcus Smart, basically.
I think the Wizards got the right vets. Kuzma was not the right vet to have around those young guys. Kuzma clearly did not give a flying F about those development.
He was an unk, but he wasn't
vets
no
with
unk,
knowledge.
though. They got a real unk with
They
Chris
got
Middleton.
2. Marcus Smart fit in that now, man.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart
How
don't
old
stay
is he
healthy.
now? Is he like 30?
30, if I had to guess,
30,
32.
31?
32. Let's see.
But
I love vets that are vets, but I also love the vets that can play with the younger guys that complement them.
He'll be 31 next month.
I think it's crazy that he won DPOY, and it's kind of like
all downhill since then?
Yeah, it's been downhill since. It doesn't even make sense. Like, contending teams don't even want him. When have you heard of a contending team not one a guy that won
Then
DPOY?
also the Celtics won, like, basically as soon as he was gone.
Yeah.
And then they traded him for Drew Holiday.
I'm old enough to remember.
that was the
not for
Porzingis
Drew
trade.
Holiday. But yeah.
I'm old enough to remember when Marcus Smart was one of the top players in the nation.
When he was in high school?
Yeah.
His
It'd
high
be so
school mistake
crazy.
was nice.
It'd be like that, then they go into the NBA and you just like a specialist, defensive specialist.
Got to get it how you can, right?
No, for sure. But it just show you how good the league is.
Pat Bear's the same way?
And Marshall.
They said Pat Bear was dropping 50 on a nightly basis. So I'm messing with him.
I thought he was going to go back to that when he went overseas. He's
Man,
not
that
doing
shit ain't the way that he think it is. His ass is not good.
I remember he was
He
talking
said
about.
he had some teams in the league calling him, but he said he turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when he was getting drafted, they were showing all like his highlights from Oklahoma, and I was just
From where?
Oklahoma State.
Yes.
And I
Remember
would
he got
just,
into that
You see, you
fight?
got to get on his ass.
Remember Marcus Smart got into that fight?
he did.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I just remember like they were showing all his highlights, and he was just like he was an offensive player, and then they
Yeah.
just transitioned
little
all
ass
the way to
mohawk?
defense. Yeah.
Yeah, Mohawk era, man. Shout out to James. 2 more trades. Marjon Beauchamp to the Clippers. Kevin Porter Jr. to the Bucks. That's how I feel as well.
didn't have
Last
him.
trade,
Aight.
the very last trade of the deadline, James Wiseman and cash considerations to the Raptors, and since then he's been waived.
It's not funny, bro.
What are you laughing
Anytime
for?
I think about James Wiseman, it goes back to the fact that the Warriors should have never drafted him.
Yeah, I think he was one of those players that was drafted to the bad situation.
That was your guy.
I thought the Warriors was the right situation, but it turns out it wasn't.
It's never too late for him. You get well soon, he might find a spot. Ben Simmons attempts to sign with the Clips.
Hey, okay.
He wanted to go play in LA. Makes sense.
You're a good team.
He ain't get no chance to play with him in Philly, so he said, I got to make this happen.
That's a good defensive team.
It is.
He said he just want to go play in LA. No, I'm just playing with you.
It's the
He
LA.
said he just want to go to LA.
Yeah.
Oh, but Cleveland? he don't like Cleveland.
No, I would have. If as a player, I would much rather play in Cleveland than be playing for the Clippers. Higher ceiling.
Better arena in Clipper Nation, though.
Oh, that's true.
True, but I would rather take my chances on winning a ring, especially coming off a buyout market. Unless he feels like he needs to go play up his market so he can. Really
No buyout player has ever mattered.
Has ever what?
Mattered.
Until today.
Maybe he changes it, I guess.
I feel like that's also a lie.
I mean,
look
somebody.
it
No
up.
buyout players
I
ever
think
mattered.
somebody had posted a picture of Chris
Definitely
Anderson,
sounds like a lie.
Chris Anderson was a buyout player. Yeah, he was.
and he
But did he-
You feel me, Mike?
Helped he win that championship.
Look up the best buyout players ever and tell me how much they matter to the team they went to on a secondary market.
'Cause I know that he was signing. They was going crazy on the buyout market.
Yeah. Markieff Morris, I'm sure he mattered to a team eventually.
Hold on, it's loading up. You know the Wi-Fi
My-
being here a little
My
slow.
Wi-Fi don't be as slow
I
as
just got
yours,
a
bro.
whole tweet off while you was searching that.
Get off the Wi-Fi. Why is your Wi-Fi? My shit. All right, I'll do it. Golly.
He can't. His
LA Clippers, Russell Westbrook is number 1. This is the biggest of the century, or
Okay.
the biggest of the
Did that matter?
most pickups of the successful pickups of the century.
I'm
That
going
one
to ask you
really
straight
did
up.
not really
Did that matter?
Yeah,
No.
that made their team better.
He
Did-
did. He
Did they win the NBA Finals? No.
Mm-mm.
number 2 is Boris DL for the Spurs,
okay.
Wait, which time though?
2012.
Oh, that was. Did they win a championship that year?
No.
After that is
His contract had to be re-signed after that. Right? He was bought out from who? Does it tell you who he's bought out from? Okay, go to the next one. Fuck it. Mike.
Reggie
Can't read.
Jackson and the Clippers, 2020.
Exactly.
That was big.
Mhm.
He had them moments.
Okay. That's when he turned into Joy Boy. I remember that.
After that is Tim Thomas, but number 5 is Derrick Rose, Minnesota. But most of these things they don't win
Oh.
no championship.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Maybe
So
Ben
I'll
Simmons
give you that.
changes that, though. Clipper Nation. Be excited for Benjamin Ben. Did he get the number 10? Anybody on the
Hey,
team? with
Marco
10?
Bellinelli for Philly was pretty good.
He hit that one
Yes.
fake game winner when they threw the
I don't-
confetti.
I can't think of anybody wearing 10.
Okay.
Jeff Green, Houston.
Uh,
No, other the rest of these is kind of
Peja Stojakovic for the Mavs.
But he didn't play.
So they won a championship.
I said they didn't matter. They ain't matter.
Bana Udrih made this list
Oh wow.
in 2014 with the Grizzlies.
What a guy.
Chris Birdman Anderson was huge for the Heatles.
He was.
Buyout market.
He
In a literal
was.
sense, he sure
He's
was.
probably the best buyout player ever.
Until now,
With Ben Simmons.
with Ben Simmons. Or Torrey Craig.
Torrey Craig.
No,
go
he
over
was a
there?
straight up wave. They don't count. Not buy out. He was waived.
Yeah.
He might get a ring this year.
And I know Meg would love that.
She's
You think-
looking for her
You
ring.
think she's happy to be going to Boston now instead of Chicago?
Do you think she lives with him?
Right.
No.
Stop
I'm
thinking that-
I'm genuinely
stop
asking. I don't
thinking
know.
that-
I don't
stop
know what their
thinking that
reaction.
women live
No,
based on where they man play, because these
I highly doubt she lived here. She probably just visited.
she got her own money. She
Yes.
independent. She a boss.
She probably living somewhere where the weather nice
She
all
a
year
boss.
round.
She from Texas.
So she probably got a house in Houston.
Come on, man.
Or Dallas.
Put some
I
respect.
don't know which
put
one
some
she's
respect.
from.
Make both because she
It's
like
more
that.
places than just Houston and Dallas. and
Both
Texas.
because she like that. Put some respect on a women name, man.
That big ass state, he got
He
two
just got
places.
2 places he from. That's it.
I'm still trying to buy this house in Willie Coochie, Georgia.
Oh man.
I heard one of my homies had a house. He had got a house last summer there. It wasn't that good. Said the reviews kind of bad. Said they be scamming now.
You crazy. You was wild for that, D-Bills. Those are multiple places I ain't looking at no reviews from. Or I'm taking a grain of salt if I do see them. Strip club, an apartment complex, and a restaurant.
It's so interesting when you see celebrities have like higher shooting coaches and like basketball.
You watching Drewski?
Drewski did that for the celebrity game. Is he? Y'all think he gonna do anything in this game?
No.
Nah.
I think he's going to be goofy.
It's going to be fun.
Because look at this. Why he really look like he played like that?
I saw that. I was
I feel
like,
like he might take the
made-
ball and roll it
that
like a
made me
bowling
watch
ball or
all
something
the
like
other
that.
clips because I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, he actually out here like shooting.
Who is he with? A lethal shooter?
No, I don't know this guy.
Oh. I thought he went with one of the top dudes.
He's at with overtimes people though.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I could see him doing something like that with like lethal shooter or Brickley just for fun.
I would do the lethal shooter thing.
I
wish
would do
you
the celebrity game.
I would love to be in a celebrity game.
I would have.
Same. I wish somebody would have asked me this year.
I would have went in there and put up buckets. I see why you don't want to.
I told him I'll do it next year if they have me.
You gonna get
definitely
in
would.
shape for it?
What does that mean? Just get my lungs back?
Yeah.
Just work on your shots so when you get a
No,
shot.
he said get in shape. He said get in shape. I can get in shape easily.
I definitely would
I
have.
feel like it really be like the athletes that turn up. Like,
I mean,
I
they got
don't
some-
even think you got to be crazy
He
about
was
it. I think you
shooting
just got to be like
yesterday.
in shape.
No, I
like,
wasn't.
fit.
Do not believe nothing he is about to tell you.
He was shooting yesterday. They said, whoa.
Let's see, look,
We
yeah.
don't want him to hurt him.
Okay. No, me and Modest was playing a little one-on-one. No dribbles.
And they said, whoa. Don't injure him with that jump shot.
I got 3 stops in a row.
Mm.
He got 2 stops. So I think I won.
Hey, one of them stops, D-Mills, KB hit the top of basically the shot clock.
Damn.
He's lying. He's lying.
He's lying?
Yes, he's
None
lying.
of his shots came close.
That's cap. But it was
It's
fun.
okay, though.
You missed a fun time. That's all. It was only like 12 minutes. We was
Yeah,
not
it
even
really
there for no
was.
time.
Yeah.
But it
When I
was,
joined Discord, that's what Pierre told me.
yeah. But it was a good time. That video should be coming out soon. Everybody, we did a shoot with the NBA coming out somewhere. I don't know.
You know what? Let me make a post.
Yeah, it's a good time. What else, man? We got All-Star coming up this week.
I'm excited.
San Francisco, we on our way.
I am so excited for this All-Star.
I looked at the hotel we in. It's nice.
I wish it wasn't so far.
It's far.
I mean, like, it's a 5-hour flight. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Oh,
I
you
thought
talking about the flight? I thought you meant
But
like the.
I
Oh,
love the
yeah.
2 things. We got the bed,
Mhm.
seat, and it's early. So
KO.
can
They just hit
sleep
me a notification. Pick your
your meal.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
He said,
yeah, let me actually go look at what they serve.
pick your breakfast.
Sometimes I ignore it and I get
one
on
of
the
them
flight.
looked pretty normal. It was like eggs, hash browns.
I just like
sausage,
my
and fruit.
yogurt and
That's
my fruit. But sometimes it take too long. They be like, yeah, we gotta get what we give you. Hell no.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm downloading for the flight.
Mhm.
You know, it's around that time.
I done did so much shopping.
I got all my fits ready.
Matter of fact, 8 Squared just messaged me. Let me see if they finna be there.
Should be a good time, man.
The live show, I'm
Again,
excited as hell.
Live show is gonna be great. We got some other
Um,
shoots.
Damn, they said nah, fam, a little too far this year, I think.
Cause they drive it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Damn, yeah, that drive would be crazy. But I'm actually excited for this year. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really excited for last year. The only silver lining was that it was close,
Yeah.
so we could get out of there when we wanted to. But the overall festivities, it being in Indiana, was projected to snow. And
Yeah.
And San Francisco's supposed to rain the entire time, but at least it's not snow.
Yeah. Rain is so much better than snow.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like 50s, 60s. That's very doable.
Yeah.
Very doable.
That's what I'm looking forward to, having better weather than to deal with snow and All-Star. Makes the travel easier, too. It sucked traveling when you have to wait for Ubers and it's so backed up, so much traffic, and you waiting in snow. We remember we had to walk all the way to the little van truck
Yeah.
thing we drive. You doing all of that in like crazy, crazy cold weather. And I don't like wearing coats and big-ass hats and gloves into an arena. It's already so tight. And then you got everybody got big ass coats, and it's just nah.
When we was at the Bulls game, KB had texted in the group chat. He said, "Mike got that big ass coat on."
Yeah.
You ain't take the shit off. You haven't seen for
I ain't
30
really had nowhere to
minutes.
put. I mean, I could unzip it, but I was like, I might as well keep it on.
The one thing I'm not looking forward to is like the commute around the city, because some of the shoots is in San Francisco and some are in Oakland, and you got to get across the bridge, and that bridge traffic looked disgusting.
Are you scared of
Yeah.
bridges?
No, I'm fine.
We did the bridge.
We went on the bridge last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
We went
afraid
on the
of
Golden
it.
Gate Bridge.
Yeah,
That's still a bridge.
that's the bridge.
Yeah. I think it's a different bridge to go to Oakland, right?
I'm not sure. I just know it's a bridge. It's a big body of water. So I'm not tripping about that, like the bridge itself.
wanna
I
take
just
some
hate being in
pictures
traffic.
By Golden Gate Bridge.
What'd you say?
I want to take some pictures by Golden Gate Bridge.
Then you did that already.
Yeah, I wanted to get some more.
Some updated.
The
ones.
updated fits.
Me 3 years
And
ago
then, you
versus
know,
me now.
I got Austin now on the camp.
Oh.
But Austin expensive.
As hell.
He's not doing shit for free no more. I don't know if you heard. He said he been cool with us for a few years now. Now you got to pay his rates,
We'll figure it out.
which
Derrick
means
ain't-
I'm not paying shit.
Derrick ain't trying to pay nothing, boy. But no, yeah, I'm excited. It's a lot. We got a lot we're doing. So I'm always excited for the live shows, though. The live show gonna be so good.
Especially since it sold out so
man.
fast. Y'all sold that live show out crazy. And then I think this venue is bigger than the Vegas venue.
Yes, it is.
So like I was like, whoa, those seats flew.
Yeah, I think. Oh my God, the Dallas Maverick protest is going on right now. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited for it.
How long does that protest last, y'all think?
I have no idea.
Like, I know it's the first, but like, how many days do you think they actually show up to the arena and protest? That would be.
I'm trying to see what type of shopping we got by mall. I mean, by the hotel.
I mean, I haven't actually clicked on any of the videos. Like, what are they protesting? They're trying to get him fired?
It's just like,
Like, what's
hey,
the goal?
we want to show our this
Oh.
not comfort, but this made with this move. I mean, obviously nothing's gonna come of it. It's not
I
like
was
they're
gonna
gonna
say
revoke the trade.
you can't
but
revoke the trade. The
it's
trade
just like,
already
hey,
done.
we want to be loud and proud about us not fucking with you, bro.
Yeah.
So
And
do what you got to do,
And
man.
every day, matter of fact, I hope they keep it up. Because, again, I can only be happy because I'm a Laker fan, but just from everybody else's perspective, this shit is so weird. This deserves this type of backlash for making that trade.
Just read that.
I did. I saw this.
Did you see what was the cause?
No. Let me see again.
It's not in that tweet. I was gonna show you the second tweet where
Oh,
it
yeah.
showed you what happened. It's kind of insane.
I saw the girl that they had got.
Yeah, he hired somebody, and they.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I thought that was just like somebody just talking. It's a real report out there that say that's true.
Damn.
Anyway, anything else?
So you got. Never
Oh,
mind.
I'm back in golf, bro.
Was yesterday crazy?
Yes,
I
man,
did see you.
I had so much fun. I went to a different spot though, because my spot was booked. It's one right down the street here, next to one of the high schools.
Okay.
Real low key.
Pacers. Then
Um,
Alex Lynn. Wizards
hey.
waived him.
There you go. Another buyout guy. He might matter. But no, it was real fun. And I just saw another like creator pro-am, and I'm like, I want to play in one of those this year.
Okay.
And the only way I could get invited is if like I'm actually. You don't have to be good, obviously. No creator's like really good unless you're a golf creator. But I want to be at least serviceable if I do that. I don't want to be fucking shot 12 on a 3-par, you know. So I'm back locked in. And it's so rewarding when you do something. I can't wait to the weather break and we can get outside with it. That's what it really is.
Yeah,
about.
no, I wish we could have went in San Francisco. That would have been so nice.
It would have been dope.
Oh, we back where we was at in San Francisco that last time.
We are.
Because this that Go-Yard store that I bought
Y'all
my
remember
wallet
that
from.
accident?
Yes, I'll never forget
Sheesh,
that.
yeah.
I'll never forget that.
That's when you was telling 12 everything that happened.
He was definitely talking to 12 pretty heavily. Get a context to what the hell we're talking about.
We had just got to our hotel, and we're checking in at the front desk, and we just hear like a loud crash. And a lady had hit somebody on like a motorcycle. I didn't really see the crash. I can't tell you how it went down. But afterwards, like, there's just nothing but a bunch of yellow tape, police around. They done closed off the street, and we're trying to get to our hotel because it's on that street. And I just remember the police officer was like, he said something to Pierre, and Pierre's like, I know what happened. I was right here. And so he kind of breaks down the whole story, and it's just funny.
It sounds
so
way
funny.
crazier than what it was. So this is the actual context. Everything Mike said is correct. But the dude is telling us he being super dramatic because we just trying to cut through our hotel is right there. He trying to make us go through a big ass hoopla as if somebody got as a shooting went down. Man, something crazy happened and blah blah. So I tell him that's a hotel. We know everything that happened. And he didn't know shit, but he was saying what he had been told to say to people that was trying to go back and forth. So he oh man, what happened? And I'm like, yeah, this what happened. But I had to show him that bro, you doing too much with us, and we actually know what happened. We know more than what you're saying. But it was funny in retrospect when Mike was saying that because it was yeah, I'm telling him everything.
I know everything that happened.
Yeah, he was pissing me off though. I hate when they do that. Just to find out he didn't know shit that happened. Obviously, because he
He's
wasn't
talking
there.
about this a big crime scene investigation. Y'all can't go through this way.
Investigation? He got hit. That's what happened, brother. He got hit. The lady hit him. Ain't nothing to investigate.
And that was also when y'all were afraid to
Post that they was smoking.
weed.
I still got
in
the videos.
In a legal state, y'all was scared to post.
I did
a
a
video
little
y'all
San
smoking
Francisco vlog. They walking and smoking in the vlog. I'm about to post it when we get back home. Oh man, I don't know. Every time I look, I'm looking for a meme. This one meme. I gotta scroll past those videos and pictures. And
Why don't you just favorite it? Any meme I like, I favorite it just so I could just go to
I
favorites.
got so many favorites that it ain't even favorited no more. You usually have 8 favorites. And you just
I
go
like
to it.
every picture of my phone.
So it's just
So every picture is just in your favorite.
How
You
many
ain't never had no
favorites you got?
accidental screenshot?
I delete them.
I
I don't
accidentally
believe
screenshot so much shit, it'd be crazy.
And I always do it in my car, which then screenshots my car
Yeah,
player.
that's car.
How
thing,
many
which is,
pictures do y'all have of y'all phone?
I want to hear y'all's first.
20,957.
No, 2,000.
No, I'm at 20,000.
20,000?
I'm
I don't
nowhere
think I've
near
ever
that
deleted
close.
pictures.
That's
What?
insane. I'm at 7,000. I thought that was a lot.
I thought I was at a lot. I'm at 3,000.
I'm at 3,000.
3,300.
20,000? So that means them Sophie Rain pictures and stuff you keep?
I don't have any pictures. So.
Okay.
Let me make it very clear. I do not have
But
any
I
pictures
have
of
so
Sophie
many
Rain.
random pictures that are so in the moment and not I'm attached to. So it's way less than
Yesterday, I went
3,000.
to
I got this picture of a Bulls starting lineup that's awful. Why? Probably because it stinks and they're running
I don't
Javonte
need
Green
this.
at 5.
I don't need this picture of Darius Garland looking like D'Angelo Russell in my phone. I just don't
But you
need.
do just well, no, he's not a Laker no more.
Oh yeah, true.
I went out.
No,
and
this for Darius Garland when he has a bad performance.
after we did the stuff with Modest, I ate with Christian and Austin at this restaurant. I went to go pee. Look at the walls. This is on every wall.
That's
every inch
Britney?
of the wall.
Britney Spears?
The entire bathroom is plastered with Britney
damn.
Spears. And not an inch of a wall is showing. It's all Britney Spears.
That's random as hell to just have in a bathroom.
My
I thought my 3,000 was a lot. Y'all made me feel good. 20,000 pictures?
Hey, shout out to Mike though, because he was repping that weak ass Laker fit before Luka was on the team.
That's very true.
So,
You remember,
He a
I'm the
real
one
fan.
that got
That
Darvin
beard
Ham
look
rocking that fit.
crazy.
huh?
I got Darvin Ham rocking that fit.
Oh
True.
yeah, true.
So what's your pictures are? Your daughter?
Yeah, just probably even pictures from high
Because
school.
I barely ever see you take your phone out and take a picture. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just random. And there's a bunch of screenshots of memes and.
Oh, okay.
It's just a bunch of old shit.
yeah.
Hey, sometimes you can look at you, the way your legs be sometimes be so fucking hilarious.
Where
bro.
was this at?
This is at Mason's surprise birthday
I'm about
party.
to say they put D Mills out. Yeah, this is a crazy stance. That's a crazy stance.
Yeah.
You look bow-legged almost.
Yeah, for real. Like
don't know why I
Kenny
was
the Jet
standing
Smith shit.
Bro, what the hell?
Me and my fiance went out to take engagement pictures, and I was noticing that. I was like, wait, why am I standing like this? And I would like fix myself consciously. I was like, what? Don't stand like that.
Right.
Don't steal like
You
And
look
I,
like
and
a
I was
damn
standing like
baby
that in
giraffe.
that picture. And I don't know why I was just naturally just standing like that.
Y'all got everything y'all wearing for All-Star?
Yep, I got one pair of
Yeah.
pants that's too big that I got to exchange. But other than that, I'm
You
good.
just getting to me.
I think they might be too small for you at the same time. but I can't lie. And they was hella. I'm not giving them away. Them some pants you return. You don't just give away.
yeah.
'Cause I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show out a little bit,
Me too.
just a little bit.
I'll probably get a couple more things here and there, but
Yeah, I think I'm going to run to the
Did you
mall
get that
after
coat?
this.
If it come, I don't know.
Oh,
If
you
it
don't know
come-
if it'll be here in time.
Maybe
When did you buy it?
like last week.
Damn. Shout out to GOAT, man. I got some ones for $55 because the
Damn.
box was fucked up.
Oh, really?
So there was like damaged box, and I was like, you
that's
know what?
easy, right?
Hopefully the shoes ain't damaged either. I'm gonna just take a chance for $55 because they get here instantly. I got them yesterday.
Perfect.
Khris, the box is definitely damaged, but I'm like, man, damage of the box is more. I'll take some shoes for half off because the box damaged. Go
I
ahead.
just bought some fresh ones too.
I needed them.
So definitely happy about that. Fresh ones just goes so well with anything, man.
I wanted to make one more I want to have a little splashy fit, but I may wait till we get there. Might go to Dior or something. We got a little Dior buys.
Michigan State just came back in this game, by the way. They was getting their ass blown
Tom
out.
Izzo ain't playing no games.
I be looking at older coaches on the sideline, like, bro, they're like, you gonna have a heart, like your blood pressure got to be crazy high.
I thought the same thing.
How often they be yelling and so on and so forth, but Izzo find a way, I guess. I listen to a lot of college basketball podcasts now too, which is interesting, and they don't really believe in Michigan State as a top 10 team. That offense.
I can see it too. I didn't think they would be this good. They're a lot better.
Good move. Austin.
Anything with this book? I done caught up and we ain't talking about the book.
I thought it was Tuesdays.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we pushed it back to today.
We appreciate y'all watching or listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like. We want to remind y'all, since we will be in Vegas next Saturday, there's no formal podcast from us, but we will be doing our live show. What did I say?
Vegas.
My fault. San Francisco.
We'll be going to Vegas too. Just relax.
We will.
You
We
look
will
too
be there.
excited.
So no episode next week, next Saturday, but you still get your Tuesday fix. And then, we're going to try to put on a show next Saturday. And hopefully you see that one as well. We appreciate y'all. Peace.